number 3. It's the Doc, James Blaylock.
Hold on, where's James at? Why didn't he's supposed to start inside of 3 and he's out.
James Blaylock. Okay, got you. As we try, oh, look out, Dano. Daniel Jones nearly wiping out half of the field and collects the 23. Almost a melee on the opening circuit. Too much excitement for me this early. After 4, off of 4 down the front boulevard, it's the 16-year-old who leads lap number 1. Tyler Owens leads lap number 1, that young man who nearly totaled and demolished this number 8 car last Saturday night right there to the entrance of turn number 3. He got smashed in the rear end by the B1 of Scotty Nichols after broke something, and Scotty had nowhere to go to avoid disaster. And that young man was thrashing and just thriving and getting that car ready, and he has got to put the keys on the counter and check out on him now. Look at the young man go. Tyler Owens drops to the bottom of the hub of the Boothill Speedway. He has the commanding race lead off of turn number 4 and 8. And second now has just crossed the flag stand to be the 3 GT to the bullet, Bob Kellogg. He's got company with the freight train from Farmerville, Brandon Ball in B17. Brandon Ball, a Race on Texas driver. And around goes the Doc, James Blaylock. Boy, somebody better call the ER because he's got a lot of work to do. Of course, he is a doctor, James Blaylock. Great to have him here this weekend at Conroe, Texas. And the battle is for second. The battle is for second. The freight train drives it in deep and plants the B17. He slides up the racetrack of the bullet. Bob Kellogg skates away. Looking for a big run off of turn number 4. All eyes peeled here to the second spot. Brandon's cousin riding back in the 5th spot. That's Waylon Ball, the 2009 Comp Cam Summer Nationals winner. Here comes Brandon. Down the back straightaway into 3. He'll plant the B17 into 3. Oh, and Bob Kellogg nearly lost the handle, and he did, but he collected it. And they're going to go 3 wide down the front boulevard for the 3rd spot. Into 1 and 2. Waylon Ball working to the inside of the 4P of Dalen Bergeron. Dalen Bergeron in 4P, working his way up to 3rd. Bergeron started 7th. He's up to 3rd now. He got himself a bushel of passing points. Bob Kellogg can't find the handle on the 3 GT. It is off right now. But don't count out Bob just yet. Blaylock, 5th overall in time trials last night, probably thinking, what is going on here? As he looks to get back to where he was last night. The track, of course, changing overnight. Got a very dry racetrack. It's going to end up being very dry slick throughout the program. The sand in the hourglass is run out for the B17 of the freight train from Farmerville, Brandon Ball. Ball, I think, has the faster car on the racetrack. Then to see what kind of times Brandon was clicking off here versus the 8, as he's on the high side of the racetrack, and Tyler's been right around the hub. It's interesting to see what would be the quicker line right now. Inside of 2, a very well-accomplished racer making his haul down from Ada, Oklahoma this weekend to the Western Flyer chassis, car number 44. It's Kel Westover. Outside of Westover, it's the Man of Steel, Mickey Steele, and K9 of the Mahfouz Motorsports Express chassis, K9. Your reigning Louisiana State dirt track champ, Cliff Tupper Jr. Outside is Jerry Dugas from Baton Rouge, Wesley Bodie, and Jody Prince rounding out the field. Lights are out, we're underway. So the X-File from 10 Mile leads them into 1 and 2. Charles, a good number, will sit on the pole here of the first round of heats. Once again, passing point system implemented. It's not necessarily where you finish. It's about how many cars you pass to get to where you finish. And off of 4, leading lap number 1, it'll be the X-File. The 10 Mile Louisiana racer Adam Willis to the point as he looks to hold serve. Wesley Bodie around here in 1 and 2. I don't know if he'll get the car refired or not. We may see our first caution, and we do. The caution is out. Business in this division, no doubt about it. You got to love it whenever you throw the best in the state and the best out of the state of Oklahoma, Texas, and they're all here to Battle of Boothill for $5,000, and the rag is about to be dropped by your flagman. The green is out. We're back underway. Adam Willis on the loud pedal. He smashes his foot through the floorboard. We're underway here into 1. Into 1. Oh, roughing up, throwing the elbows. Zach Harville getting in to the K9 of the Man of Steel. He better be as tough as his nickname is. You better live up to the moniker because he's getting elbows thrown left and right. Here comes Tupper storming to the outside. Cliff Tupper finally landing around the outside of the Boothill Speedway. He's making gains fast and in a hurry, and Westover fits it to the inside. They try to go 3 wide off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. Jody Prince right on the outside of that battle in 10P. You better not ever count out Jody Prince. He knows his way around the hill. Tupper, though, up to 3rd, rocking and rolling around the Boothill Speedway. Cliff Tupper started 5th. He is up to 3rd. The 44 of Dugas, he's done. Unfortunately for Jerry Dugas, his fun meter's been pegged. Zach Carville gets passed on the back straightaway by Prince. Off of turn number 4, still the 10-mile Louisiana racer, Adam Willis. Like I said, Adam Willis, it's not often that a racer comes into Boothill, his first ever start, comes in here a few weeks ago and wins his first ever start here at Boothill Speedway. Very confident, very optimistic about this weekend's racing action. Driving that L&L Quality Construction, L&L Motorsports AMS-powered Mexican Lindo, Forest Hill Growers, number 10. For Shane Hebert, builds that Chassis Express race cars. You got a pair of Express chassis running on in too. It's the Pollock, Louisiana racer, Mickey Steele in the K9, who's a very well-accomplished racer, driving for Joe Mafus in the Grant Shelton Worldwide Tire Express K9. The battle's for third now. It's heating up. Here comes Sibley, Louisiana's Jody Prince working to the inside of your reigning dirt track champion, Cliff Tupper Jr. The battle's for third. Westover right there behind that battle. Tell you, Cliff Tupper's riding way high off of 3 and 4. He's higher than Willie Nelson on a cross-country tour. Look at him go at the top of 1 and 2. Cliff Tupper, he decides, well, I don't really want to get that high anymore. He's not going to flirt with disaster. He'll go to the bottom of the racetrack to try to protect that line. He heard Jody Prince go to the bottom. He said, well, I better protect. Jody Prince, a very smart racer. He will try to find a way. He's going to claw tooth and nail. He'll go to the inside of the 23 at Tupper. All lines there for the battle for the third spot. The X-File from 10 Mile is checked out. He's put the keys on the counter, and he's gone. Prince gets in the left rear quarter of the 23 of Tupper. We dive off into 1 and 2. Every single position counts. It's a half a point. Every car you pass is a half a point. To go into your passing points, Westover got loose off of 2. No harm, no foul. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. Prince is going to get a run to the inside. They drag race to the checkers. I bet you're going to give it to Jody Prince. And on the pole of this one, folks, out of Keithville, Louisiana, the 27 of Uncle Carl Lindsay. Outside of Carl, feature race winner here this season, the 99 team, Loud Pedal Motorsports, 99 early Mark Underwood Jr., Danny Jeffrey, and the Racing for Tanner, Express Chassis 9J. Outside, it's the Iceman, Michael Robertson in 05. Michael Robertson making his return back to racing after a brief hiatus, well, about a 3-year hiatus. He's a former North Louisiana State Championship winner and a former John Harvey Toyota Arclitex champion. He is in a 2005 Smiley's Racing chassis. He's got coming to the inside, though, the Woodward, Oklahoma racer in 21. Brandon Kinney's got 3 wide contact there. Getting loose was Danny Jeffrey, and it collected him. Speaking of the 21 of Brandon Kinney. Robertson trying to the inside of Carl Lindsay for the second spot now. Brandon Hightower in this one at the tail of the field in the Express chassis number 7, trying to find something there in that Timmons Truck Center entry. Can't find the handle on it just yet. The battle there for second, though. Robertson and Lindsay into 3, door to door. And Robertson's going to throw the slider, and he gets a little bit of, he gets a shot in the shorts, and Uncle Carl don't like it too much. And Mike says, well, I don't care. Down the back straightaway. That messes up. That may have cut Robertson's right rear. We'll see. Off of 4, he's got heavy sheet metal damage. Carl Lindsay getting into him, but, well, Michael didn't have quite the clearance that he was probably looking for. As down the back straightaway, he's got to go, and he's got to go now. Speaking of Mark Underwood Jr., your race leader, because Brandon Kinney is marching to the front. The crosshairs are dialed to the back of the 99. Mark Underwood Jr. in an IRP race car. Brandon Kinney, the Woodward, Oklahoma racer, ready to come down the boot hill and take their money. Kinney, a very well-accomplished racer, coming out of the Ramirez Motorsports stable. Of course, Derek Ramirez, a staple in the United States Modified Touring Series. And the caution is out for the DeVille, Louisiana 17-year-old. And then Brandon Kinney went by. So the heat is about to be on. Don't count out Brandon Kinney or the Iceman, Michael Robertson. It's all Mark Underwood Jr. to this point. Here we go. Back into 1 and 2. Mark Underwood Jr. sets the pace, getting a good run on the outside. Here comes Robertson. Off the 2, down the back straight. They go 3 wide back there for 4th, 5th, 6th. Hightower is driving it in deep into turn number 3. Look out, throwing the elbow. Nope, no contact there. Off of 4, Robertson goes back to 2nd. And here comes the Ramirez Motorsports 21 of Brandon Kinney. Brandon Kinney back to the inside. He tells Robertson sit down and take a seat. Robertson says no. Robertson on the loud pedal into 3, trying to put that Smiley's Racing chassis back to that 2nd spot. He got a little high, wide, and handsome that time. Opens up the door, and Kinney solely in the 2nd spot now. Darren Hacker in the 33H trying to work there. He's up to the 5th spot. Here it goes. The battle is about to heat up for the race lead. Kenny drops to the bottom of the racetrack. He shows Underwood Jr., hello, I am here. Into 1. Here comes Kenny marching to the back deck led of the 99. Now, Michael Robertson has company. Brandon Hightower, well, he said, I'm glad I brought out a caution because that just re-racked and stacked the field and gave me an opportunity to battle up here for the top 4. And the white flag is out for Mark Underwood. Will we see a dive bomb move? Will a bold move be made here on the last lap? And he bobbles there off of turn number 2 and opens up the door for Kenny to the inside. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Kenny's going to drop to the bottom. They go door-to-door for the race lead for the final time off of turn number 4. Drag racing to the checkers. Give the win to Mark Underwood Jr. in 99. Racer in 3C, the Express chassis of Charlie Morrow. Outside of Charlie, it's the Benton Bullet Josh Bockham. He was 3rd quickest last night after time trials. Scotty Thrifty Nichols in B1. Justin Collins out of Cleveland, Texas in 86. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. And the IRP chassis, JCT Auto Sales, number 69. The Missile from Marshall. He's had a lot of bad luck here since winning those first 2 races. He won the first 2 at Boothill this season. We've yet to see a repeat winner since that time. Off of 4, leading lap number 1, goes to the 36 of Brian Mewburn. Brian Mewburn scored a win here into the factory stock several years ago, and he also went 3 wide for the race lead off the exit 2. Here comes the bullet from Benton. Josh Bockham was bad fast here last night in time trials. Not necessarily ever indicative of how you're going to perform on the racetrack when you got cars around you, but Bockham always smooth here at Boothill. Bockham, the former Champion Park Speedway champion, and he finished 2nd here in the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship to the Marshall Missile Derek Grigsby 3 years ago. Side by side for the race lead, it's Bockham and Mewburn going at it, hot and heavy off of 4. Collins, Justin Collins, he's worked his way up into the 3rd spot, the Cleveland Texan. And that Big Tex chassis, car number 86, teammates with Eddie Martin out of Stillwell, Oklahoma this weekend. Your pole sitter to the 2J, TJ Jackson is faded. Here comes the Missile from Marshall. Door-to-door with the pick in Louisiana racer, Charlie Morrow. Every position you get, oh so valuable. Half a point per car you pass. And here comes the Missile from Marshall. He'll dispose of the C3 of Morrow. Grigsby from the tail up to 5th now. Leading every lap in this race to this point. It's Uncle Brian Mewburn flying. Brian, he goes a little high, wide, and handsome, opens up the door for Bockham again. He gets that big sweeping run off the exit of 2 and into turn number 3. Derek Grigsby. Oh, and Brian Mewburn just lost the handle leading the race and collects TJ Jackson.
Y'all are more welcome to have it, please. Seriously, I do not need to. No, I really don't need it. I didn't even notice.
As we drop the rag, smash the gas, it's Josh Bockham, your race leader, as Brian, you're going to go to the tail, and here comes Grigsby. Smells blood now. He'll go hot side hustling into 1 and 2. Look at the Marshall Missile. He's trying to get a big sweeping run off the exit of 2. He doesn't find it. He gets a stronger run into turn number 3. Grigsby trying to even the way with the Cleveland Texan, Justin Collins. Can Grigsby do it? Starting at the tail in this race, can he work up to the front and get a dub? He'll have to wrestle it away from Collins for 2nd. No matter what to this point, Derek's got to be very optimistic and have some confidence about how the race car feels. He hasn't really been able to even compete. He was 27th last night out of 28 cars who time trialed. And I got a very interesting post-race interview with Derek last night. Initially, he said he was just going to give me the old cold shoulder, the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here so I don't get fined. He couldn't help but talk a little bit about some of his misfortune. 2 to go at the flag stand into 1. It's all of the Benton Bull and Josh Bockham to this point. He's led every lap since the restart after Brian Mewburn from Texarkana lost the handle leading this race. Into 3. Off of turn number 4, Bockham sees the white flag. One more circuit around the legendary quarter-mile oval here in Greenwood. Bockham, he dives at the bottom. He drifts up to the center. His car's very good right to the center there off of exit as well. And Collins stalking and hawking him. He just can't get the job done. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. It goes to the Benton, Louisiana racer, Josh Bockham, heat race number 4 winner. Cleveland, Texas racer on the pole. And the 3J out of Karen Crow, Louisiana, the DuPont Racing Shocks. He's the guy. It's Kevin DuPont. Outside, 12-year-old Shelby Hinton. Inside of 2 is Billy Joe Bruchin. Outside, Kelly Lockie, Stephen Guidry, and K1, Joel Cuvion, and 30, and Cecil Reed Jr. Sorry about that, folks. Be sure to get you that full lineup next time for sure as they go 4 wide mid-pack lookout. And that, well, the real estate ran out, unfortunately, for the 7-Eleven of Cecil Reed, who will bring out the caution. Stuck between a rock and a hard place there, right at the skidder tire. So, and you'll find Kelly Lockey, the Tyler Texan, who moves up to the outside pole with Hinton going to the tail here. Kelly Lockey to the P&W Sales Jeff Bates Performance IRP chassis number 14. Stephen Guidry in K1. Joel Cuvion, who's had a good start to the 2016 season. Cuvion in the Joel's Auto Sales Express chassis number 30. He's knocking on the back door of Billy Joe and can't get the job done. And now we got another one around. It's a 12-year-old Shelby Hinton, and duplicating what 7-Eleven did. Will we get a caution? Look out, Shelby. Oh my. Oh my. Shelby just pulls out right in front of harm's way. I'm not sure why, but he'll learn. He'll get disposed of there, go down a lap by your race leader to Karen Crow, Kevin DuPont. Off of 4 door-to-door battle there for the second spot. Lockey gets sidestepped by the 30 at Cuvion. Boy, Joel Cuvion has been so good in 2016. Wins at Thunder Valley, wins at Leesville, wins at Sabine. He has been up on the throttle and mashing on the gas in 2016, as he's done every year in his career. Boy, he's had some good fortune his way in 2016. Very good performance for Joel Cuvion up to the second spot in car number 30, but the battle for third now. The battle for third, door-to-door, number 1 and 2. Stephen Guidry, who was very good here last night to the cautions out. It's in Sabine and Leesville. He's been quick to say the least. As Cuvion in second will try to wrestle the lead away from DuPont. Kelly Lockey to his outside. We're back on our way. Headed off back into 1 and 2. Lockey's going to take the high side. They're going to try to go 3 wide. Reed trying to fit it to the middle of the gap there. He can't get the job done. Lockey screaming back to the inside of Guidry. Look out, Kelly. He got in there hot and heavy. Yep, he got in there, ruffled up the left side quarter of the K1 of Guidry, and Guidry runs away. Shelby Hinton looses the goose again down here in 3 and 4, but he regathers the handle. And Lockey may have trouble. Reed screaming to his outside. Goodness gracious. The 7-Eleven just shot out of a rifle. And Lockey, something not right with the P&W Sales Jeff Bates Performance number 14 now. The car was very strong in the early going, and here late, the car is fading. It's not like Kelly. Something not right with the 14, and my goodness, he can't take much more misfortune. He has had so much bad luck. And you really hate that for Kelly. Hell of a wheelman. Just needs a little bit of good fortune to head his direction. So is Joel Cuvion trying to mount a charge for the top spot? But as I say, the stand of the hourglass is ticking away for the Alexandria native in 30. 2 to go this time by at the flag stand. It's all Karen Crow, Louisiana's Kevin DuPont up front in 3J. Kevin DuPont looking awfully sporty here tonight at the Boothill Speedway. Like I said a moment ago, his first ever win here back in 2012 at the Dustin Duncan Memorial in the limited modified portion of that event. And the white flag is out. 1 trip around this quarter-mile oval here at Boothill Speedway for Kevin DuPont. Cuvion still riding second. Stephen Guidry up to third. So Louisiana riding 1, 2, 3 right now on this one. Off of turn number 4, a face full of checkered flag goes to Karen Crow, Louisiana's Kevin DuPont, heat race number 5. I'll say it one more time. It's clicking like Nick Quick. See, I can't do it twice, sorry. It's Quick Nick Clicking Beard on the pole in the hot chassis number 66 alongside E-Rock Eric Scott, the owner of Superior Race Graphics. Inside of 2, Brandy Perry. Outside, Tracy Denby Jr. out of Vidor, Texas. Wow. You have 5 former TMS World Dirt Track champs in the field here this evening, and you got 2 in this race. Denby goes high side hustling. They go 3 wide off of 2 down the back straightaway. Look how fast Eddie Barton trying to fit it inside of the inside of the 2 of Perry. Perry drives it in deep into turn number 3 and looks to dispose of the 15, but can't get the job done off of 4. Eric Scott's about to have a rear view full of Denby Jr. Tracy Denby Jr. here for revenge and some redemption tonight. Of course, Denby, a very well accomplished racer. He's won in mods, he's won in limiteds, always up near the top of the scoring monitors when it comes to dirt track racing in either a mod or a limited. Got quite a few wins in his GRT chassis, number 15 down at Leesville last year. Denby Jr. was the overall top qualifier at last year's 5,050 to win. South Texas shootout in Corpus Christi. Said a few moments ago, also a TMS World Dirt Track champ. But he's got another fellow Texan up in front of him who's also won that prestigious event, who is hard to run down and pass. It's one thing to get there, but it's one thing to dethrone the 66 of Nick Clickenbeard. Oh, look out down the front straightaway. Getting squeezed. E-Rock Eric Scott came up the racetrack and squeezed the 0 of Eddie Martin. And that got a little nasty. Look here mid-pack. Eric Scott in the 31. Cody Smith out of Kaufman, Texas, the runner-up of the BMOD Nationals at Humboldt Speedway in Humboldt, Kansas. The battle here for the 4th spot, 3rd, 4th, and 5th is heated up. Cody Smith now going to try to work up to get the 2nd. He's in that Vato chassis, Pacho Vila, number 31. The Kaufman Texan has got a good race car, no doubt about it. He'll try to the inside for 2nd down the front boulevard. Here comes Cody Smith. He'll work to the inside of Denby Jr. Give it to him. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Denby says, wow, I should have been running the low line. I bet he goes down to the bottom next time to protect, and he does. Denby drops in line, still door-to-door there for 4. Still Oklahoma's fast Eddie Martin driving the 0. That big Tex chassis. Fast Eddie up to 4th. Eddie he started 5th. He's only up to 4th. Seems like he's made some more gains than that. Into 3. Denby Jr. from 4th to 3rd. But the mover on this one, who may have the most passing points after this one, we'll see how it shakes out. But the Vato chassis, WCH powered number 31 of Cody Smith, he has been unbelievable in this 2011 Vato racing chassis. Like I said a few moments ago, he went up to Humboldt, Kansas, and with over 100 other BMOD competitors, he finished 2nd and represented the great state of Texas very well. And Smith has most likely the fastest car on the racetrack right now, and he does, by 0.2 of a second. Checkers are out, though, quick. Your feature race winner last Saturday night, his first ever limited modified win for the Spears Oil and Gas 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear out of Marshall, Texas. Denny Gabar along his outside, the 2012 TMS World Dirt Track champ. And inside of 2, it's the 66 of Greg Frazier in the Bono Motorsports Hot Chassis 66. David Anderson making his first career start at Boothill tonight in car number 87 outside of 2. Racing Jason Ingles, the top qualifier for the 3 wide for the race lead down the back straightaway. Hard to get you the lineup. They're already going 3 wide on me. Racing Jason Ingles. Last night's overall top qualifier got $500 for his effort. Setting quick time here at Boothill with a lap time of 16.176. That is about a second faster than what they're running here tonight. Obviously, the track is awfully dry. It's going to be dry slick from top to bottom. As going to 2nd off of turn number 4, Greg Frazier in 66.2. Trying to hunt down Denny Gabar, the 2012 TMS World Dirt Track champ and the former Armadillo Nationals winner. The biggest win in his career coming 3 years ago, worth $10,000 in an IRP chassis open wheel modified. Tonight, of course, Denny in a 4S custom chassis coming out of TJ Steel out of Winsboro, Texas. David Anderson trying to find the handle here. He's within striking distance. Kevin Rowland, he was inside of the top 5 last night. You know, one thing that these guys that are inside of that top 5 in time trials last night can hopefully hang on to, that if the few drivers in front of them happen to race their way into the show, they'll have a guaranteed spot. Ricky Ingles. Last night, 4th overall. I'll try to play the rest of that as Denny Gabar on the loud pedal. We're back underway in your 7th and final limited modified heat race in the first round. Denny G was not here last night, but I'll tell you, Denny's fast everywhere he goes. He doesn't need practice. I don't think any of these guys do, but you better watch out right now, because here comes last night's overall top qualifier, Racing Jason Ingles. He's screaming to the outside. He wants to take 2nd away. He's got it! In the 1 and 2, Racing Jason has found something right to the center of the Boothill Speedway. He'll drift high, wide, and hands on off the exit 2 and smash on the loud pedal. Look at the 12 go. That IRP chassis PTS power plant underneath the hood is singing a song right now. Better look out, Denny. The 2 winningest drivers at Lone Star Speedway since 2011 are about to go at it here at Boothill for the top spot. Racing Jason has the fastest car on the racetrack right now. There's no doubt about it. Jason hooked up around the outside. I told him last night that, you know what, I think you can run the outside of Boothill better than any of them. And that's not bias, folks. It's just fact. You can see it. He is hooked up right now, digging like Daryl, and everybody else looks like Michael. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. Waltrip, that is. Into turn number 3. He's going to pull to the back of the 15 to Denny Gobber. You got a battle for the race lead, and here comes Frazier throwing his hat back into the ring. Wow, look at that dive bomb move and a diamond off of turn number 4. That wins races in the 1 and 2. Jason goes to the inside, and Guyver's going to try to cross him under, but he can't get the job done. He'll pull to the back bumper and push Jason down the back straightaway in the 3. It's heating up into turn number 3. Ingles throws the slider. Well, he slides up in front of the 15 of Guyver. And Denny is all over the tail tank of the 12 of Jason Ingles. And that may be it. You may as well go ahead and sing the song. He is checked out. He's gone. Throw the keys on the counter. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. In a very exciting fashion, your winner last night's overall top qualifier, racing Jason Ingles, heat race number 7. Well, lights are out. Sorry about that, guys. It's the 27 of Josh.
Get away from this. This is like so silly.
It's got to be Josh Daughtery in 27L, or was. Side by side for the race lead in the 3 and 4. Sorry about that, race fans. It's Sean Graham in the Triple X Rocket IRP chassis, the first and ever only IRP chassis factory stock built by Jason Ingles out of his shop in Hallsville, Texas. Off of 2, though. How about the young man, Cameron Furr out of Gladewater, Texas? Off of 2, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Cameron Furr, the 17-year-old, trying to take the top spot. He's got it. Off of 4, Sean Graham working to his inside. Can't get the job done. Trying to sidestep him. That young man, I tell you, I'm very impressed with him. No doubt about that. David Bonham, he throws his hat into the ring. He sits in third of the 66, and he's now there. And here comes Graham. Graham slides up in front for the race lead, and here comes Furr. They go 3 wide for the race lead off of 4. Down the front boulevard. The 17-year-old is up on the throttle tonight, baby. Sawing on the wheel. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. There's still 3 different lanes wide anyway. Off of 4, and here comes Vic Jr. Doug Vic Jr. of the Jeff Bates Performance car number 4. Doug Vic Jr. has a win at Boothill Speedway in 2016, and he led the first 7 laps of last Saturday night's A-Main in that barn burner with Justin Whitehead and Craig Oakes. And it is tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle right now. Off of 2, down the back straightaway, the top 4, all in this one. Anybody's race. As Vic Jr. goes high side hustling into 3 and 4. He'll go low off of 4, get that big sweeping run to the back of the 66, up bottom for 3rd. Into 1, driving to the bottom, looking to sit on the pole tonight for the Triple X Rocket of Trouble, Sean Graham. It's trouble up front at Boothill. Sean Graham looking for his first win at Boothill since 2005. Sean Graham into 1 and 2. With a car length advantage now, well, about 2 car lengths, as the 17-year-old out of Gladewater, Cameron Furr, has to settle for 2nd. This time by through turns 3 and 4. He'll see a face full of checkered flag out of Shreveport, Louisiana. Factory stock heat race number 1 winner goes to Trouble, Sean Graham. Here in 2013. Jones already has 6 wins this season. From Karnak, Texas, running out the field, the bootlegger chassis number 11, that'll be Travis Bowden. Missing a few cars that are not making the call, but you got a stacked heat race in this one. 5 of the best factory stocks in the Arklatex region are about to go at it here at Boothill in heat race number 2. R&R Timber presents heat race number 2, throwing the elbow into 1 and 2 is the station wagon, the grocery getter. He says, get out of my way. I got to get the kids home. Into turn number 3. In trying to go 3 wide. Jones fits it there. Get a little high, wide, and handsome off of 4. Open up the door to the bottom for Cody Tuppers, the 83 of Calvin Tucker. Tucker trying to get the hang of this station wagon, this grocery getter, if you will. And door to door there for 2nd. Here comes the Colt 45 of Dean Rasco. Look out, Dean. Dino nearly gets squeezed. Tupper, he'll stay to the bottom. He'll commit right around the hub. Interesting the way the 83 is able to drift so high, wide, and handsome off the exit. But I think it may just be a matter of time before they go by. That car is awfully loose right now, and here comes Dino. 3 wide for the race lead. Down the back straightaway here at Boothill in heat race number 2 for the factory stocks. All these drivers getting tuned up for the big 10,000 win King of Boothill, July 26th, 7th, and 28th. Next month, 10,000 on the line. Can you imagine what they race like here for 500? Well, throw $10,000 in front of them and dangle that into the balance, and they'll wreck their grandma to win 10 grand. Into 3, door-to-door still for the second spot. Dean Rasco, a Boothill Speedway legend, looking for career win number 80 tonight. Picked up his 79th win here August the 29th of 2015 as he still is second, or doing battle for second. Calvin Tucker said, I'm not ready to give it up just yet, and he won't. Tucker looking good here at the hill tonight. Down the back straightaway, door-to-door there for the second spot still. Rasco has his crosshairs down to the back of the 23 of your reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track champion, Cody Tupper. But Tupper, awfully smooth right around the hub. That car not upsetting. It appears that car will drive anywhere he needs it to. Bubba Jones having a little bit of a handful here, back in the 4th spot. Bubba finishing second last Saturday night at Thunder Valley Speedway down in Glenmora, Louisiana. Bubba's always a competitive shoe at all the big Crown Jewel factory stock events. He's never won one of them, but he's been so close. Second to the factory stock 50 to Brian Mubern last season before last rather. Had a good run of the Cajun Classic as well. But the white flag is out in the final trip around the legendary quarter-mile dirt oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana. It's this newcomer, this young man, who won his first ever race here last season. He won his first ever start in a limited modified the first time he ever drove his dad's car at Arklatex. He's a wheelman indeed. He'll win heat race number 2. Will be on the outside. Go.
Who's that on the outside? I can't see.
Inside of 2 is the 91 of Craig Oaks in the RaceOnTexas.com house car. The 91 hot chassis, best engine power plant underneath the hood. Taylor Morgan in car 22M. Oh, that's BJ Cook along the outside. Sorry about that, folks. It's hard to see there. Lane Smith in the 1X. And Martin Glass, Gary Lipscomb in the 99. Always racing in memory of his brother Terry, who we miss so dearly, of course. And the Burton Nolan Gas 7A out of Vivian, it'll be Andrew Hartsoe Jr. And lap number 1 coming off of turn number 4, giving a shot in the shorts to Slick. It's Craig Oaks. I talked to Craig earlier. Of course, getting that car wrapped, Race on Texas logo, I like it. Craig was racing a lot down in South Texas. He moved. Of course, Craig originally, he and his father Edward Oaks originally began racing here in the Arklatex area. His father Edward Oaks is 3rd on the all-time wins list at Arklatex Speedway. Has many, many wins here at Boothill. Craig Oaks won his first ever race here at Boothill at 15 years of age. Relocated, moved down to south in San Antonio to Cuero, Texas. For the last several years, when I talked to Craig earlier, he's back. He is moved back up here to East Texas, and we'll be seeing a lot more Craig Oaks in 91. And he's a wheelman indeed. Last Saturday night's A-Main may have been one of the best factory stock feature races I've seen here at Boothill in quite some time. As Craig Oaks knocked the back bumper off the 5-time Cajun Classic winner, Justin Whitehead. No, baby. Off of 4 for the top spot. Oaks giving a shot in the shorts to Ricky Burke. But Slick, living up to the moniker, holding on to a pretty wheel here. Said, you can't knock me off the top spot, Craig Oaks. You're going to have to do more than that. Oaks trying to rattle his cage. And Burke Jr. having nothing of it. He stays hooked right around the hub, but Craig Oaks clearly has the faster race car right now. Oaks finds something right to the center of the Boothill Speedway. That's where Whitehead was so good last Saturday night. And, well, you got to learn something when you get beat, and Craig Oaks doesn't like to get beat. He got beat by Whitehead, and I think he learned a little bit of a something here on this 91 car, and he goes to the lead. He'll lead lap number 6. 2 to go here at Boothill. Side by side for the race lead, Ricky Burke Jr., the 3-time Louisiana State Dirt Track champion, knows his way around this racetrack. He's been racing here since the 90s, since the early 90s. The Burks have been cutting their teeth here at Boothill for many, many years, and he regains the lead on lap 7. Oaks leads lap 6. Burke leads lap number 7. Who's going to lead the one that counts? Alpha 2 down the back straightaway. Craig Oaks gets a screaming run. He shoots out of a cannon into turn number 3. Who's it going to be? They're going to drag race to the checkers. I can already tell you right now to get your cameras ready. Off of turn number 4. Craig Oaks going to swing high wide off of 4. Drag race into the line. Give it to Ricky Burke Jr. On the pole, this one really car number 18, while the Team 91 Motorsports chassis, Arklatex, Sheet Mill, Wood, and Cook embroidered 18 is Scott Young out of Shreveport. Outside, Cody Myers. Cody Myers out of Bossier City in the 175. Feature winner here on our opening event of the 2016 season. Door-to-door there for second with the 78X of Ricky Anderson, the ABC Auto Parts entry. Door-to-door for second. Into 3, here comes Billy Taylor. Billy Taylor was bad fast here last Saturday night. Just need a little bit of good fortune to come his direction. And Billy Taylor trying to work to the back of the 28 of the Hallsville Texan. Lance Moore in 28 there for fourth. Down the back straightaway, still side by side for second. Anderson trying to squeeze the 175 of Cody Myers for so long. Oh, what a crossover by Myers. That was a nice move there. Off of turn number 4, door-to-door still for second. Cody Myers making his presence felt here tonight. Ricky Anderson doing a well of a job as well. Scott Young out front with the lead here at Boothill. Myers got the charge off of the exit at 2 that time that he was looking for. The car really dug in and gripped the Boothill Speedway. He'll go to second. Now he'll work for the race lead off of turn number 4. Look out, Scott Young. Wow. Lance Moore just let Ricky Anderson know that, hello, we're here. And wow, just throw the elbow, why don't you? Flagman letting the 28 of Lance Moore know that no roughhousing, if you will. He drove that car into downtown Dallas, Texas there in 1 and 2. The green is back out here at Boothill. Here comes the 101 of Atwood. He's into the picture now. Billy Taylor was a part of that last caution. Yeah, the restart of the tail in car number 7. He got that car off of Stephen Phelps not long ago. He's been really fast. Just like I said, needs some good fortune. He got caught up in some bad misfortune here early in this race. But the lights are back out and we're underway here as it's still your race leader at a Shreveport. He's led every single lap in this one. The Team 91 Motorsports chassis. This car built by Craig Oaks. It's Scott Young, Rollo's Lubinato, Cook Embroidery, Barton Glass 18Y. Scott Young holding on to it pretty well here at Boothill down the back straightaway. But Cody Myers smells blood. Myers all over the tail tank of the 18 for the race lead. He's got a much better exit off of turn number 4 than Young does. Young failed to make the A main here last Saturday night, kind of uncharacteristic for him. Still looking for his first career factory stock win. Turned wrenches, was the crew chief for Mike Washburn for so many years. And down the back straightaway into turn number 3, side by side for the race lead. Door to door, Cody Myers, the Bossier City, Louisiana hot shoe, goes door to door with the Shreveport native, and he takes the lead on the white flag lap. Myers to the point. Cody Myers to the point here at Boothill, trying to get back to victory lane like he did in the first event of the 2016 season. Into 3, and off of turn number 4 for the final time. Seeing a face full of checkered flag, Bossier City, Louisiana's Cody Myers, your heat race winner. Driving Ronnie Long's Dominator chassis, car number 27, the former Sims champion back in 2003. It's Eric Scott, E-Rock in 27. Last Saturday night's winner, Dylan Spirit, Marshall in the 22 Magnum, and Bob Kellogg, the Bullet in 3GT. The lights are out. Here we go. Wow. That was an interesting start, to say the least. As Ricky Ingles got a pretty hefty advantage there. Oh, 3 wide down the back straightaway. Brandon Hightower has problems, I think, with the 7. Or maybe not. He just got disposed of there by Scott and the 78 of Billy Joe. Hightower, they're still 3 wide back there mid-pack. Sorting itself out there, but door-to-door there for the 3rd spot. Josh Bauckham works to the inside of Dugas. Dugas will fade back to 4th now in his IRP chassis. War Shocks number 44. Bergeron trying to make a march to the top spot for the 1996 Super Champ Ricky Ingles in 81. Can't get the job done just yet, but he's trying to pull closer to the back bumper to the 81. Good to see Daniel Bergeron here, his first start here at Boothill Speedway in 2016, or ever, I do believe. Right now, back for the 4th spot. It's getting a little hot and heavy. Dugas trying to hold off the 7 of Hightower now. Hightower rolls the hub. These guys have raced before together down at Baton Rouge Raceway in Baker, Louisiana. But the top 3 cars, it's a skate. They're skating away from the field, and you can throw a blanket over them right now, but you can throw a blanket over the whole field from 4th on back to the tail. You need 3 sets of eyeballs to see all the action on the racetrack right now. Side-by-side battle here for the 2nd spot. Josh Bauckham is reeled in the lead duo, and he wants more. Bauckham to the inside for 2nd, and you may give it to him off of 2 down the back straightaway. Bergeron says no. Bauckham will look to sidestep into 3 and 4. Wow, they're so much better through the center of the corner than the 81 of Ingles is. Ingles good down the boulevard, got enough power, but through the center of the corner, you'll see it right here. Bauckham so much better. Bergeron as well, using that outside lane to his and that momentum to his advantage into 3. Now they're trying to go 3 wide for the race lead. Bergeron just drove that car into downtown Dallas, Texas that time. Wow! Dalen Bergeron up on the wheel. Bergeron trying to go to the point here at Boot Hill. Side by side for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, you got a barn burner brewing here at Boot Hill. Heat race number 1 of the second set. They're going at it hot and heavy. Ricky Ingles in 81. Bergeron in 4P. 2 laps to go in the Benton Bullet. Josh Bauckham, he's right there to the mix as well. One little slight bobble could be the difference in this race. Bauckham goes to second now. Ingles fades to third. Down the back straightaway. Hightower to 4th and 7. Into 3, this time by. It'll be the white flag. If you want to do it, this is the time to do it. Ingles goes way high wide off of 4, looking for a big sweeping run down the front boulevard into 1. He'll drop to the bottom of the Boothill Speedway. Now you got a battle for the race lead. Josh Bauckham not going to give up. He wants the win. Into 3. He'll go to the bottom of the speedway, right around the hub. Door to door for the top spot. They're going to drag race to the checkered flag. And it's going to wave your winner, Dalen Bergeron in 4P. Heat race number 1. Unfortunately, Daniel Jones from Provençal, Louisiana, not making the call. And that'll bring out the X-File from 10 Mile, Louisiana. Driving the L&L Quality Construction Mexican Lindo. Forest Hill Growers 10M Express Chassis, it's Adam Willis. Lights are out. We are underway in your second round, second heat race of the second round. And oh my, you can throw a blanket over this whole field from second on back. It's about to get wild here. And there goes Lockie going around. You can see it coming from a mile away. It collects the 15 up Denny Guyber. Knew something bad was about to happen there, but the good thing is nothing significant, no cosmetic damage on any of these cars. Lights are out. We're back ready to play. Here we go. Oh my, it's just as wild as the last start. Let's see if another car comes around. Into 1 and 2. We get in there clean and green this time. Off of 2 down the back straightaway. Scotty Nichols hooked up around the outside of Boot Hill in the B1, trying to go to the point. Gets a good run off of 4, trying to hunt down the 17 of Waylon Ball. Lockie trying to hold off charges from the 15 of Denny Gabar. As they go 3 wide for third off the exit of 2. Lockie gets loose. They're still 3 wide off of 2. Adam Willis picks off 2. He gets the Walmart special. 2 for the price of 1 into 3. Willis gets hung up there. Perry just drove way up the hill. And avoiding contact is the 14 of Lockie. Adam Willis has a lot of damage on that right rear quarter. You wonder if it might cut down his right rear tire. If that 10 car happens to slow, you'll know why. Denny Gabar has worked his way from the tail on this one up to second. He takes second away at the flag stand for the B1 of Scotty Nichols. He stole it. Down the back straightaway. Here comes Denny. Of course, Denny Gabar raced here with his PWSL Southern United Professional Racing Series late model March the 26th. And he came home with a solid top 7 finish in his first late model start here at Boot Hill. Denny Gabar been racing a late model as of late in the Club 29 chassis. He's been doing very, very well. And a battle for the race lead and a battle for third. And it's about to heat up because Adam Willis, the X-File from 10 Mile, is on the way to the front. He's the X-File because a lot of times he's in another zip code and in another planet. Blomquist-esque, if you will, Planet 0, but he's Planet 10M. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The X-File trying to reel in the lead duo because you got a hell of a battle for the race lead. It's Waylon Ball, the former Summer Nationals champion, holding off the Armadillo Nationals champion. Door to door for the top spot and give it to Denny. Denny has it on the entrance of 1, but using that low line to his advantage off the exit of 2. Waylon so good and smooth right around the hub of Boot Hill. Interesting enough, Waylon, I don't think he's raced here in probably 2 or 3 years either. As give the race lead though to the Batmobile Gabar, and he'll drop to the bottom and protect now. He'll drift up the racetrack, open up the door again, but maybe see you later, alligator. As Denny Gabar has gone to the point here at Boot Hill in heat race number 2 of your second round of heats here for the 5,000 win Battle of Boot Hill. And now, Ball is about to be a victim of the X-File from 10 Mile. Here comes Adam Willis to the inside for second. Adam Willis smells blood. He wants second. As I say, the sand in the hourglass is run out for your race leader, or for Willis to get to your race leader, because Denny Gabar saying a torrid pace up front in 15W. But Adam Willis has started dead last in this one, and he's gone to second. He may end up with the most passing points after tonight's action. We'll find out after we tally them all up. But a great heat race performance in heat race number 1 for Willis, and heat race number 2 winner, though, goes to the Frankston, Texas racer, Denny Gabar in the Batmobile Inside of row number 3 in the B&J Seafood, IRP Chassis 15 out of Vidor, Texas, Tracy Denby Jr., Greg Frazier alongside Tyler Owens in the 8, and Zach Carville in the 06, Uncle Carl Lindsay in 27. Headed into 1 and 2 for the first time, trying to get the whole shot is Jody Prince. Mike Roach trying to find something around the outside. Justin Collins working to the inside of Roach into turn number 3. Roach trying to pull to the back of the 10P. He pushed there, went a little too wide there. And Collins will go by and grab the second spot into 1 and 2. I'd keep your eyes on the K1 of Stephen Guidry in this race. He's a sleeper. A dark horse, if you will. Set some pretty quick times around Boothill last night in time trials. But a racetrack right here that his dad used to race at quite a bit and had success at over the years. And I know that young man has been racing with a heavy heart since changing his normal number of 10 to K1. So Guidry there, he'll go to the 3rd spot, off of 2, down the back straightaway. Give the 3rd spot to Stephen Guidry. He wants 2nd. Stephen Guidry will go to the inside of Justin Collins. They make a little bit of contact there. Actually, pretty significant contact, really. And Justin Collins may return the favor. And, yep, there's the favor returned. And it actually hurts Collins worse than it does Guidry. Oh, my goodness gracious. Mike Roach says, get out of my house. John Guidry won some races here over the years on a late model at Boothill. And his son, Steven, driving the K1, changing his number to 10 to K1 in memory of his father, John. He wants to go to Victory Lane. Frazier in the 66. The lights are out. We're backing away. Here we go. Backing away on the front boulevard. Jody Prince leads them in the 1 and 2 off the exit of 2. Frazier to the outside of Guidry. Down the back straightaway. Here comes a superstar, Tyler Owens. Tyler Owens working his way up the 4th. Tyler Owens just passed Tracy Denby Jr. What a performance for the young man out of Calhoun, Louisiana, after nearly totaling that race car. A battle for the race lead. Here comes Guidry. Oh, they're giving a shot to the tail tank. It's Greg Frazier. They're trying to go 3 wide. And Stephen Guidry to the inside for the race lead with Jody Prince along his outside. Stephen Guidry takes the race lead away in the K1. Side by side for the race lead. Jody Prince reclaims the top spot. Here comes Guidry down to the back to the inside. Down the back straightaway. Doing it over the top spot here at Boothill. Into turn number 3. Guidry rolling the hub. Oh, and a push by that time of the 10P of Prince. Here comes superstar Tyler Owens. Frazier. Greg Frazier out there throwing bows like Joe Frazier. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. He wants 2nd. Here comes Denby, and here comes the superstar, Tyler Owens. Tyler Owens right there in the mix as well. The 3 wide for the 3rd, 4th, 5th spot. What a dandy. The harder they get the race, the they're opening up the door for the K1 and Guidry to run away with this one up front. Tracy Denby Jr. now doing a battle with the 10P of Jody Prince there for the 3rd spot. Here comes Tyler Owens trying to work for the 10P of Jody Prince. What a race. Off of 4. 2 to go, this time by at the flag stand. 2 to go, this time by at the flag stand, and Stephen Guidry is checking out on him. Greg Frazier goes to 2nd now. Tracy Denby Jr. Here comes Tyler Owens. Tyler Owens will try to take over 4th in the turn number 3. Throw it over Jody Prince in the turn number 3. Off of 4. Tyler Owens has gone to 4th. Tyler Owens has gone to 4th. The young man is hungry. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 for the final time here tonight. Tracy Denby Jr. going to try to get 2nd, coming to the flag stand, but the face full of checkered flag going to Stephen Guidry in K1. Outside the Farmerville Freight Train, Brendan Ball. 12 wins a year ago for Ball at 5 different racetracks in B17. Kel West over at Ada, Oklahoma. Wow, what a stacked heat. Mark Underwood Jr. alongside. Here we go. This is maybe the most stacked heat I've seen all night long so far. This should be a lot. This should be very fun and very interesting to see how this one plays out. But the Marshall missile starting on the front row, well, it may be a tall task for the rest of his competitors, but it'd be a huge shot in the arm from Grigsby if he could hold off this field. Wow. As he leads the first circuit in 69. Grigsby has not won back to Victory Lane here at Boothill since winning the first 2 of the season. We've seen 5 different winners in Victory Lane since that time. And around went Ada, Oklahoma's Kel Westover into 1 and 2. Not the start of the weekend that he'd like. Westover, a wheelman indeed, sitting behind the 8 ball just a little bit. Into 1, Grigsby with the command. Brandon Kinney working all over him. Grigsby interviewed him last night. And, well, he was very, very frustrated. Got this brand new PTS motor. He said it doesn't matter what motor he puts in. He said it's something electrical or mechanical, just something. He said if he knew what it was, he'd love it for it to get away from his 69 racing team. It's been a major gorilla on his back. Through 3 and 4, the Marshall Missile hugging the hub here at Boothill leads. The former 29th overall draft pick by the Houston Astros back in 2003. Said this a time or two. You know, he can throw a great slider on a pitcher's mound hill. He can still throw over 85 miles per hour, but he prefers to go 85 to 90 miles per hour on a dirt track and throwing sliders in this fashion. 2, 3, and 4, Grigsby rolling well. Of course, very well documented what happened here in 2014. He won this race. Whitaker Jr. was reeling him in the closing laps. Grigsby went under the checkers in the first position. Unfortunately, did not make it through tech as he refused to pull the pan. So we would have never known if he was illegal or not. So the win went to the Corpus Christi native Stephen Whitaker Jr. out of Corpus Christi. Whitaker not back to defend his crown. I talked to Stevie earlier today. Stevie said that he thrashed and thrived to hope to get his car put back together for this week. He just didn't get it done. He ran out of time, but he was really looking to hurry up and get up here. As Stevie's going to take a little bit of a sidestep from racing, trying to back up a little bit, spend a little more time with his kids, and open up a towing business. So all the best wishes go to Stephen Whitaker Jr., our reigning Battle of Boothill champion. So it's still all Derek Grigsby. It's amazing, after that very exciting heat race we just saw, everyone in this race just hugged right around the hub. And you know, I often say this, that sometimes racers get a little complacent and they run right around the hub. And some get out there and test the waters and they make gains. You're fearful of getting out of line and losing more spots, but right now if you're Eddie Martin, you have a half a straightaway advantage over 6th spot, which he doesn't know that. He doesn't have rear view mirrors, but he has nothing to lose if he wants to get up there and test that outside waters to see if it has any momentum to possibly pick up a spot or two. Every position so valuable here at Boot Hill. Once again, passing point system implemented. It's, like I said, not necessarily where you finish. It's about how many cars to pass to get to where you finish. But holding serve from the poles, the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, your heat race. Racing Jason Ingles, last night's top qualifier, got $500 for his efforts outside. It's the Doc, James Blaylock out of Conroe, Texas in 7. Inside of 3, it's the Man of Steel, Mickey Steele in K9. Danny Jeffrey in the 9J, racing for Tanner Indeed. In the 36 Central Heating and Air entry, he was leading his heat race earlier and lost the handle up front, leading the race. Very uncharacteristic for him. You know, started the tail of this one behind the 8 ball so far, but it's Uncle Brian Mewburn. Talked to Brian 2 days ago. He was sick, and he wasn't sure that he was going to be able to race this weekend, but it looks like Brian's better. I'm gonna tell him later that you got a side-by-side battle for the race lead. We'll talk about that other stuff later. It's the Monticello, Arkansas racer Cecil Reed trying to hold on to the top spot. I know he learned some things on this car last weekend, but Jason Tyner, ooh, and they make a little bit of contact there, just ever so slightly into one. The 711 of Cecil Reed, you got a barn burner here for the top spot at Boot Hill in heat race number 5. Tyner knows how to run the high side here. Wow, he just went hard. He went way high, wide, and handsome there that time. And he'll lose 2 positions. Wholesale spots for Tyner. Not what he needed to do there. He loses 2. He'll try to get back on the horse. Put a whip to it and get back up to 2nd. But Cecil Reed now in command of this one. The battle for 2nd now. Racing Jason Ingles. Already won his first heat race tonight. Oh, look out, Tyner. Tyner nearly came right down in front of the K9 of Mickey Steele. You hate to see that. Tyner was contending for the win early in this race, and at the midpoint, he is faded. Jason Tyner, 4-time career winner here at Boothill Speedway. And all coming over the last few years. Jason now goes to 2nd. Jason Ingles, who's been side by side with the 7 at Blaylock for the majority of this race. Oh, and Blaylock just went up and turn 2. He's broke. Tough break for the doctor. The doctor is broke, and we're going to have to call the ambulance. Weekend's action in that IRP chassis, but unfortunately, after a long battle there with his chassis builder, Jason Ingles, the car loses power. Hopefully it's nothing significant, and he can try to work behind the 8 ball the rest of the weekend, but you certainly hate that for his luck. But he may have something to fall back on. He's 4th after last night's time trials. As the lights are back out, we're underway, and that's exactly what Cecil Reed probably did not need. Good news is you're out front. Bad news, Jason Ingles is in 2nd. Into turn number 3, Ingles is going to put the 12 to the outside, and wow, what a crossover. Ingles tries to cross over there to the inside, and he's got the He's got the 12 to the inside of Cecil, and he wants to make him bobble just a little bit, and he does. Not enough, though. Reed trying to pinch Ingles down, trying to roll the inside as close to those Uke tires as he can, but he can't get the job done. He keeps Ingles pinned for the time being. Ingles says, you know what, I've had enough. Ingles is going to go high side hustle, and he says, well, Cecil, if I can't get you there, you want to block me, I'll go to the high side and try it. Down the back straightaway. Reed shuts the door again. Ingles is about to drive through the back door and roll through the front door and bust the windows out off of 4. 2 to go this time by at the flag stand. And don't look now and see, Ingles has got to go, and he's got to go now because Kevin Dupont is lurking right there. When you get the racing really hard side by side with the race lead, it opens up the door for competitors from behind to make gains on you, and Ingles knows that. He's a very smart racer. Oh, look out, Cecil. Cecil pushed there off of 4, and the white flag is out. Get your cameras ready. This is going to be one of those barn burner finishes. Reed with the advantage off of turn number 2. Ingles went a little too wide that time, but he gets a screaming run down the back straightaway. Look out, Jason. Jason's going to win this race in 3 and 4. He's going to win it. Off of turn number 4, your winner of heat race number 6 goes to racing Jason Ingles with a last lap pass. L&L Quality Construction Mexican Lingo Express Chassis. 12-year-old Shelby Hinton there on the Hinton Motorsports car number 28. He's got a PTS power plant underneath the hood, and your 2015 TMS World Dirt Track Champ driving the hot chassis. Bundle Motorsports number 66. Quick Nick Clickenbeer. The lights are out. We are underway. You got some great shoes. I'll tell you what. I would take quality over quantity any day, and you have a quality field of superb limited modified aces at the Boothill Speedway here in Greenwood, Louisiana this Friday and Saturday night. And leading lap number 1 goes to the Kaufman Texan Cody Smith of that Boothill chassis number 31. It was an outstanding performance for him, one of the only Southern Sport mods that go up there to Humboldt. He showed up and he showed out. Out there for a moment, he may end up winning that race, but he had to settle for second. Cody Smith, a wheelman indeed, started dead last in the 5,000 to win South Texas Shootout down in Corpus Christi. I watched him work all the way from 22nd to go to second in that race after getting a flat going to the tail and going all the way back through the field to go to second again. He is a wheelman indeed. We'll see Cody coming up here as well in a factory stock going forward in a lot of these big crown jewel factory stock events with the big money on the line. It's Michael Robertson back there in a battle with Clickenbeard. Nick Clickenbeard will go to 4th. Robertson just hanging out the dry on the outside of the racetrack in 0-5. He's got to unfortunately have to get down and protect, and he does that time at the bottom of 1 and 2. It doesn't look like the car wants to stay stuck there, and Morrow will go by. Charlie Morrow goes to the 5th spot. Michael Robertson trying to find the wheel in that 0-5. This is, like I said, the first time he's racing a little bit. Broke a transmission or a rear end last night. Not what he was wanting to do, of course. Robertson thrashed and did everything he could to get that car back ready to go today. Said the car felt really, really good in practice yesterday. The few laps that he got to run before he broke. Right now, the car not working to his liking. Well, Shelby Hinton finally pulls out onto the racetrack there. I thought we may get a caution. No caution. We stay clean and green, no harm, no foul. But that young man is very, very slow down the back straightaway. All these competitors better look out when they try to go by. He's way, way off the pace. Flag is out for Cody Smith out of Kaufman, Texas, who has ran away in this one. He's put the keys on the counter and he's checked out in car number 31. Already entering turn number 3, second place car of 4R of Kevin Rowland in second. And Clickenbeard. How about this run? Dead last to 3rd for Nick. Oh, look out, Shelby Hinton. Pro Mod heat race number 1 on the racetrack. On the pole is Robert Graham. Sorry about that, race fans. To the outside, it's Jason Beasley in car number 16 out of Vivian, Louisiana. Ronnie Hildebrand and the Vicks Payton body car number 4 out of Vivian. Wayne Barnes, Wild Wayne Barnes out of Benton in 160. April Davis, in car number 75. April Davis. 2, 3, and 4 leading lap number 1 is Beasley. But he's got company. The 22 at Graham, working to the back bumper of him in 1 and 2. Hildebrand right there within striking distance of second. A bobble off of 2 for Beasley, but he get his iron back down. Into turn number 3, Beasley with the lead. Off of 4, Beasley with a car length advantage at the flag standing car 16. The KTI bodies Jeff Bates performance number 16. They have the right way machine shop power plant underneath the hood of that bad boy here tonight. He's had a Jeff Bates power plant underneath the hood in recent months, so we'll see. I'll talk with Jason later to find out, but he's, whatever it is, he's got enough power holding him serve up front right now here at the hill. And your first heat race of the night. Larry J. Bell, the 1998 Boothill Speedway champion and a former Louisiana State Dirt Track champ, won a points championships here at Boothill. Larry Bell started his career in mini stocks. He's back here mired towards the tail of the field in the 49J. Got a new wrap or a new body and a wrap on that car. So through 3 and 4 and off at turn number 4. Jason Beasley still in command of this one. The 16 driving a smooth and smart race here. Ooh, and Robert Graham got in there a little hot and heavy in a 1 and 2, and here he comes. He's going to get you to run on the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway. Graham stalking and hawking the tail feather of the 16 of Beasley. Beasley's having nothing of it though. Says, what else you got, Robert? Beasley in command. He's had it all in this one. Promont Heat Race number 1, presented by Marshall Mobile Homes. The white flag is out the final quarter-mile trip around the Boothill Speedway. For Promont Heat Race number 1, race leader Jason Beasley in 16 out of Vivian. There he goes. He bobbles big off of turn number 2. He seems like he's done that same maneuver off of 2 each time, but he's able to keep the 16 up front and the 2 at bay. The 22 anyway. Off of 4, a face full of checker flag. Here be your pole sitter tonight. Jason Beasley, your first heat race winner of the... They come to Boothill. And the 2M out of Marshall, it'll be Evan Moore rounding out the field. So 5 cars, 8 laps. The distance at Promont Heat Race number 2. The lights are out on the loud pedal is the 4 of Bechet. Here we go. Jeffrey Bechet leads the herd into 1 and 2. And here comes Grosjean crossing underneath. Interesting post-race interview last Saturday night here at Boothill. I asked Jeffrey, I said, did you feel the 82 nipping at your heels there in the late going? Because, man, his car really came alive. And he said, yeah, I heard him. He said, I think I'm going to have to stop giving him advice. You think so? Brian Grosjean been receiving a lot of advice, apparently, from the 4 of Bechet, and it's paid dividends. He said he's going to have to stop doing it. And if he runs Jeffrey down and passes him here, I think that avenue is going to be shut down for good. Right now, Jeffrey Bechet, he could have left the left front at home, leaving it, hooking it up all the way around Boothill Speedway right now. Rolled over on the right rear, no doubt about it. So the top 2 cars trying to run away from the field. Bechet, high side hustling around Boothill. He may be able to run with the limiteds right now as quick as he is. The track really hooked up. Grosjean still second, about 8 car lengths back. And then about a straightaway behind is the 60 of Mark Barnes that have been holding off Randy Darlin and the 2M of Evan Moore. Bechet may run out of time, but he may approach them to possibly lap some cars in a heat race. That doesn't happen very often. Jeffrey Bechet is putting on a clinic here in heat race number 2 for the Pro Mods. A torrid pace indeed. He is setting a blistering pace around Boothill Speedway right now. Of course, the track very, very hooked up. It's got a lot of moisture in it. A little bit of a shower and some added moisture, but that's good. Keep that moisture to come up throughout the midpoint of the night. We'll have us a good racetrack for the limiteds. But the task is tall for the rest of the competitors, and look at this. He may end up lapping a car. And he will. Or he will not. Jeffrey Bechet, your winner. One and Cook Embroidery, Mike Washburn Motorsports, Cam Chassis, car number 27. It's BJ Cook out of Blanchard. The 16-year-old, the 23X. It's Tyler Gibson. And the lights are out. We are underway. Into 1 and 2, door for the top side. Contact into 1. Laughlin in the 6. Emma Cater getting into it. They try to go 3 wide. Justin Ingles throwing to the outside. I don't know how I forgot Justin. You got a pair of Ingles, Justin and Jason. Oh, look out, Mike. And the Ingles show why they're so good. The lights are back out. We are back underway here in your Oklahoma Modified Heat Race. Michael Cater setting the pace up front. Laughlin going to go door to door with the chassis. His chassis builder, racing Jason Ingles. Oh, and sliding up off the exit of turn 2. Look at Laughlin. Jared Laughlin has been up on the wheel these last 2 weeks. Not to say, oh, and he just lost the handle right when I said it. That happens so much. Every time I get to bragging on a race, there's something happens, and I'm gonna have to stop talking good about it. Raced here every week. But Michael Cater will re-inherit the race lead as we go back green. Here we go. A pair of Ingles in 2. Oh boy, this ought to get fun. Into 1, Ingles is gonna get a good run. He gets into the back of the 6 of Cater. A little bit of a shot in the shorts. Hello, I'm here, Michael. Into 3. Rolling the outside of the Boothill Speedway. You know, one thing Jason may have on his competitors, he's raced here already Thursday and Friday night. He found the fast lane here in his limited modified, and boy, he wants a modified win in a bad way. He just disposed of his brother Justin down the back straightaway. Justin pays a third. Now he's got company with Jared Laughlin. Trying to dime the corner. Look at Justin. Boy, I'll tell you. Justin Ingles is a gasser. He is fun to watch in a race car. He really is. But Michael Cater is very impressive right now, but he's about to get a rear view full of the 12, and he's got it right now to the inside for the race lead. The white flag's out, though. That'll mean, oh, and Michael Cater. Ingles, Jason Ingles, younger brother Justin along the inside. Laughlin. Now the lights are out. Here we go. Oh, wild start. Back into 1. They're going to probably go 3 wide for the lead. Ingles, here comes Jason to the outside for the race lead off of 2 down the back straightaway. Now Justin Ingles has his crosshair down on the back of the 6 MK. He'll go to the inside for 2nd. Here comes Ingles. He got to get on the binders. Off of 4. Ingles with the lead. Ingles with the command into 1 and 2. He may throw the keys on the counter and walk the dog now. Into 3, rolling the outside of the racetrack. Ingles sets the pace into 3. Michael Cater 2nd. Justin 3rd. Laughlin still 4th and 18. Oh, goodness. One of the most accomplished racers to ever come out of East Texas. Of course, his father, Doug Ingles, a dirt late model Hall of Famer, got inducted in Florence, Kentucky 3 years ago. He'll smash on the loud pedal, and we're back underway. Ingles rolls the high side. Cater still 2nd. Here comes Justin Ingles to the inside. He has to get back on the binders. Here comes Laughlin out to his inside. Jared Laughlin out to his inside. Laughlin and Ingles. Wow. Woo. Like I said, Justin Ingles is fun to watch. Can Justin Ingles run down Michael Cater and get 2nd? That's the question. Can he do it, race fans? I think he can. Off of 4 down the front straightaway. Jason checking out. Justin trying to hunt down to grab 2nd. Justin all over the back nickel to Michael Cater off of 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Ingles. Ingles all over the back bumper of Cater. He'll go to his inside door to door for 2nd off of turn number 4. 2nd at the line. The white flag is out. Score it to Ingles at 2nd at the flag stand. He'll throw the slider into 1 and 2. Oh, baby. Down the back straightaway for the final time. He won't be denied. It'll be a 1 and 2 Ingles punch. Jason Ingles, your winner in 12. In 2nd, it'll go to Justin Ingles in 52. At Chatham, Louisiana, alongside last Saturday night's runner-up in the 2010 Limited Modified Track Champion, Josh Beckham out of Shudrin, inside at 2. Let's see. Tracy Denby out of Vidor, Texas. Oh, my goodness, look out. Oh, my goodness. We've got a Walmart and a Target parking lot. lights are out. We're underway in Europe World Modified Heat. Josh Beckham on the outside pole gets the whole shot. Here we go. Good to see Tracy Denby Jr. brought the GRT chassis. Dupree sponsored number 15 here tonight to play. This is interesting. You got a GRT out front, a Mars race car second. You got a GRT third. And off of 4. David Winslet, uncharacteristically struggling the last 2 weekends here at Boothill. The draw also very important here at Boothill. But Winslet doesn't seem to have problems passing cars. He's just been kind of mired behind. Like right now, David Beach is really holding him up. But he's holding his own. Winslet's going to try to get by here off the exit of turn number 2. Real estate just such a premium here at the hill. Into 3, a battle for the race lead though. Off at turn number 4, Micah T trying to give Josh Beckham all he's worth. But here comes Denby. Tracy Denby Jr., the Viter Texan. Oh, look out, Beckham! Beckham just lost it right in front of your top 2 cars, and they smash him. Oriole last season. My hearts and thoughts go out to Caleb Schoen and his family. He lost his grandfather, Wilfred Schoen, who was one of the nicest men I've ever met, and we're certainly going to miss him. The lights are out. We are back underway in Europe World Modified Heat. Into 1, Micah T, your race leader. David Winslet now to second. He finally gets around to the 51 of David Beach, and he's about to check out on him. And now he has his sights set on the top spot. Winslet, I would not be surprised if he somehow grabs this race lead, as the 51 has some damage. I'm not sure if it's just cosmetic or if he may have something internal that could hurt his race car here in the late going. Looking good so far for Micah T, the hot Louisiana racer with ACT Industrial Process Services. Marshall Mobile Homes MB Custom Chassis, of course, that chassis built out of Menominee, Wisconsin by Jimmy and Chris Mars. And doing a fine job here, Micah Thompson. He's been very good since switching over to this Mars race car. Of course, last Saturday night's winner, Jamie Burford, the High Slide Hustler, went to Victor Lane in a Mars race car. As they have been the staple in open wheel modified racing on the USNTS modified scene. And, well, more and more racers are starting to get in them, and they're having a lot of success. Off of 4, face full of checkered flag. Heat race number 2 winner goes to hot Louisiana's Micah Thompson. David Winslet second in 21. Limited B main number 1 for the limited mods. The top 4 will transfer directly into the 5,000 to win 300 to start A main tonight. Sorry about not getting the lineup to you, race fans. I'll swap of the batteries out on the mic. But no worries. The top 4 go, and they're door-to-door for it. Michael Robertson, the Iceman of the Wheatfield Truck and Equipment PTS-powered Smiley Chassis 05. He rides there. They're door-to-door for it. Him and the Man of Steel, Mickey Steele. So right now, your top 3 cars. The 2015 Texas Motor Speedway World Dirt Track Championship winner leads the Kaufman Texan in the Vato Chassis WCH Power number 31 and Cody Smith from Kaufman, Texas. Up to the 3rd spot is Alexander, Louisiana's Joel Cuvion. Cuvion has started off hot this season on a bobble for second. Now the back straightaway to bobbles up Cuvion for a moment. And bottled him up there. Quicken Beard, who is 3rd overall quickest earlier in hot laps tonight. And right now, the quickest time, the second quickest time on the racetrack is Cliff Tupper Jr. with a 17.139, but he is mired back in the 5th position. He'll go door-to-door with the 05 of Michael Robertson for the 5th spot. Oh, and he'll squeeze it. They'll make a little bit of contact there on the front straightaway. Robertson in the 23, your reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track champion, making a little bit of contact. Robertson crosses him underneath down the back straightaway. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now, and it sorts itself out. Clickenbeard is checking out. He's gone. Unbelievable, folks. He's running a half a second faster than everyone else right now on the racetrack. He's turned a 16.598 his last lap. His last time on lap number 5, a 16.598. Cody Smith, your second place runner's last lap with a 17.216. Unbelievable. He is that much faster right now. The 2015 TMS World Dirt Track Champion has put the keys on the counter, setting it toward pace. He's gone. Only a caution may save Cody Smith out of Kaufman, the runner-up in the B-Mod Nationals up at Humboldt, Kansas, just a few months ago. Alexandria, Louisiana's Joel Cuvion still rides 3rd of the Joel's Auto Sales Express Chassis PTS Power number 30. And you hate to see that for the Marshall Texan Dylan Spirit 22 Mag. He is off the pace. He may bring out a caution intentionally here. He pulls to the front. We'll see if he gets his wish. He lap or so down if we go back green. I have a feeling he's just wanting to get to the pit area. Beer to the flag stand, your leader, and off of turn number 4, Cody Smith still rides second. In third, it's Boothill. Fourth is the Monfoose Motorsports Green Shelton Worldwide Tire Express Chassis BTS powered K9 of Pollock, Louisiana's Mickey Steele. He's got company. Right now, the eyes are on the battle for transfer. Battle for transfer. Battle for transfer spot is about to heat up. Cliff Tupper Jr., your reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner. The battle for transfer, they're 3 side by side for transfer on the white flag lap. Coming to the white flag. Oh, it's a contact into 1 and 2. Tupper giving a shot in the shorts, and it may open the door for Robertson to skate by. That's exactly what the Mid-Louisiana racer would like to see. Y'all go ahead and crash out and let me go by. The final time through turns 3 and 4. Drag race into the checkers. Give it to the man of steel out of Pollock, Mickey Steele, to get the 4th and final transfer spot. Started on move up Mark Underwood Jr. inside of row number 2. Outside, Viter, Texas racer Tracy Denby Jr., the top qualifier here 2 years ago. Fast, Eddie Martin out of Stillwell, Oklahoma to the 0. Eric Scott, E-Rock, David Anderson in 87. Zach Carville, Brendy Perry, and Wesley Bovey, and Paul Leedy. Into 1 and 2, the missile from Marshall leads them into 1. They're 3 wide mid-pack. Look out fast, Eddie Martin. Down the back straightaway into turn number 3. The caution is out. Original restart with the Marshall missile. Derek Grigsby and Stephen Guidry to set the pace. The lights are out. Here we go. Into 1 and 2. Back underway. And a little bit of a tight squeeze off the exit of 2 and down the back straight. Remember, only the top 4 go. Fast Eddie on the outside looking in. And how about E-Rock? Eric Scott, the owner of Superior Racing Graphics, driving a race car for the first time in nearly 3 to 4 years tonight. Driving Ronnie Long's Dominator chassis number 27, and he's door-to-door for the 4th and final transfer spot with Stephen Guidry. Look at E-Rock go tonight. He's about to have company with fast Eddie Martin. Oh, look out for second. Mark Underwood Jr. just threw it all away. Look out, Scott Burson, will you? Oh, my. How did he do it? I don't know if you call that a foul or what. He skates to the infield. Why not do that every time? Cut through those Ute tires and cut off a little bit of the racetrack. Unbelievable. Underwood was in second, and he only faded to third after cutting through the infield there. I bet that made our photographer Scott Burson pucker up. He was right there on the edge of that. As the missile from Marshall's checking out here at Boothill, his home racetrack. Some wild racing going on here north and tail of the field. The battle right here still for transfer. It's fast Eddie Martin, nipping at the heels now of E-Rock. Eric Scott, that's where all the eyes are on right now. See who is going to transfer into the 5,000 to win second annual Battle of Boothill. 300 to start, no entry fee, a main event. For all the Tostitos. Eddie Martin, been racing a super late model in 2016. I talked to him back in February. His first start of the year down in Corpus. He came home to a 6th place finish there in the South Texas Nationals, or Corpus Christi South Texas Shootout, rather. Fast Eddie is always a will man indeed, compete for one of these wins. But right now, the driver he is hunting down, the driver, like I said a few moments ago, who has not even raced in 3 or 4 years, but a very well-accomplished racer, the 2003 Sims Limited champion over at Champion Park Speedway, where he cut his teeth for many, many years. Eric Scott, one of the very well-respected guys in our racing community, got out. He was an open wheel modified driver. Ronnie Long giving him the opportunity this weekend. So the top 3 trying to pull close to each other. As Derek Grigsby still in command into turn number 3, sitting at toward pace. And then PTS powered IRP chassis number 69. This will be like a win for Derek, as Derek has struggled prior to this weekend. Thursday night, he was 27th out of 28 varsity qualifier time trial, and he was just absolutely disgusted with it. But he stayed optimistic, remained confident that he could get the car fixed and get the job done this weekend. A sense of revenge and redemption for Grigsby, if you will, in car 69. If he could pilot that machine to victory lane tonight, somehow or some way, but we know that he can do it. Grigsby, the all-time winningest racer here since 2009. He's got 23 victories here at Boothill in car Marshall Texan. Driving the plate home. JCT Auto Sales, Rhino rear ends. Reefer Pro Plus Car 69. It's the Marshall Missile. Derek Greasy, your B-main winner, followed by Tracy Denby Jr. at 15. Mark Underwood Jr. in third. See, Ramirez Motorsports 21. It'll be Brandon Kinney. Outside of the 8, Superstar Tyler Owens won one of his heat races here the other night. The 16-year-old inside of 2. It's Waylon Ball out of El Dorado, Arkansas. Cecil Reed Jr. alongside out of Monticello, Arkansas. Jody Prince at Assembly in Tempe. Oh man, you got some good shoes in this one. 1996 Super Late Model Champion Ricky Ingles right there to the outside looking in. He's in 5th. Blaylock, the Doc, James Blaylock, Kelly Lockheed, Westover, Kel Westover at Ada, Oklahoma in this one as well. Leading lap number 1. Goes to the Superstar, the 16-year-old Tyler Owens. Last weekend, the young man was involved in a nasty crash here. Nearly totaled his race car. And right now, after thrashing all week long to get that car put back together, he has got a comfortable advantage up front, but you can never be too comfortable here at Boothill. Waylon Ball goes side by side here for the 4th and final transfer spot with Uncle Ricky Ingles. Ingles gets a good run to the inside. Turn number 3, trying to fit it to the inside of the 7 lane of Reed. Reed got a little loose there, and it bottles him up. Look out. And bottled him up there momentarily. Jody Prince gets a good run to the outside of the 17 after he checks up. Waylon Ball there. Cousins to Brendan Ball, of course. Brendan Ball was the quickest driver earlier in hot laps. You got Kelly Lockheed back there, mired in the tail, trying to hunt down the 10P at Jody Prince to make some gains. Doug Vick Jr., the Doc James Blaylock there. Like I said, folks, each and every one of these racers could win a feature race any given Saturday night. And unfortunately, Kelly Lockheed just pulled the PW Sales IRP number 14, Jeff Bates Performance entry to a slow stroll down the back chute at the bottom of turn number 3. Not sure if he'll come to a halt. He may be just trying to head to the pits. Tough break for Kelly Lockheed, and he is still limping around the front boulevard. Will Kelly make it out of harm's way as Owens comes across the stripe to lead another lap here at Boothill? 6 laps to go. 6 in the book, 6 laps to go. Owens, what a pure flawless race this young man is driving. He knows 5,000 lays in the balance. Trying to find himself the best starting position possible come a main time. Owens has even turned the best lap in this race with a 16.899. Brandon Kinney just turning. He may be catching Tyler. Kenny's found something right there to the bottom of the racetrack. He's got a really nice exit off the 2, turning a 16.804. So quite a few thousandths of a second quicker right now, but thousandths on a dirt track. Not sure if you can make that up with the sand in the hourglass running out for Kinney. Ricky Ingles still does occupy the 4th and final transfer spot. Good race in there outside of transfer with the Doc James Blaylock at a Conroe. Well, you sure hope that James doesn't have any bad misfortune this weekend after being one of the top 5 cars. The good news is for Blaylock that if the drivers that are in that top 3 or 4 race their way into the show, he'll have a guaranteed spot in the show going off at times from Thursday night. So I think he may know that. He has that served in his memory bank. Keep that car in one piece and go after it come a main time. It's hard to hope for a prayer, though. You'd like to race your way in and not have to rely on that. But how about the run for the 16-year-old seeing a face full of checker flag? Tyler Owens, your winner. Justin Collins. And outside of Justin Collins tonight, it'll be Charlie Morrow out of Pitkin, Louisiana in the Express chassis. Inside over number 4, Uncle Carl Lindsay in 27L out of Keithville. Jason Tyner, the Joker in 1T. Danny Jeffrey in the Racing for Tanner Express chassis, 9J. TJ Jackson and Baton Rouge, Louisiana racer, Topper Dugas. The lights are out. We're side by side for the race lead. Who's going to get the whole shot? Very, very important. Oh, look out, Frazier. Got a little high wide hands in there. I know how that back turn 2 retaining wall can be here at Boothill, and it can be very abrasive. Maybe overzealous at times, but I know what it can do, and it'll jump out and grab you, and it'll bite you. How about Jason Tyner? Oh, my. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Tyner started 8th, and he is working on the 4th and final transfer spot on the opening lap. Here comes the freight train from Farmerville, sliding up for 2nd in front of Greg Frazier. He's got it into 1. South Louisiana hot shoe. You often hear Dark Horse Racing Shocks or DuPont Racing Shocks. It's the man up front out of Carencro, Louisiana. That's bad down south. That's where the snakes and alligators come out and they're crossing the road and they'll get you. Kevin DuPont about to have company with another fellow IRP chassis competitor, Brandon Ball. Here he comes. Ball has got a bad, fast race car. Your reigning $3,000 winner of the Tootsie Smith Memorial at Arclitech Speedway, the biggest win in his career. Off at turn number 4. Kevin DuPont with command. 4 laps in the books at the flag stand this time by. And right now, the fastest car on the racetrack is indeed the freight train from Farmerville, turning a 16.307 the last lap. He is there. Door for the race lead off at turn number 4, side by side. DuPont and Brandon Ball going at it. Ball slides to his inside. DuPont going to use that outside line on the momentum of his advantage to shoot passing down the back straightaway and sidestep to B17 into turn number 3. Oh, and he bobbled right there. Got into the cushion a little too hot and heavy, and Ball goes right by in B17. Brandon Ball, the former Spooky 50 winner at that old Chatham Raceway, and Greg Frazier has thrown his hat back into the ring. As we look at that top 3, and mired back in there, the 4th and final transfer spot is Kevin Rowland. Kevin Rowland still in the 4th and final spot, and Charlie Morrow has some work to do if he wants to catch that duo, or this lead trio. Oh, it's side by side for second. Here comes Frazier on the inside of Kevin DuPont. DuPont has company. Kevin DuPont with all kinds of company there for the second spot in the turn number 3. DuPont slides way too high, wide, and handsome, and Frazier goes by out the exit of 2 and trying to cross over. He can't get the job done, though. The caution is out for TJ. His teammate here, Greg Frazier, looking awfully sporty. He's been the second fastest on time in this one, a 16.605. If you have a race monitor app, you can see and follow all of these times right now while you're sitting in the grandstands if you have a smartphone. Oh, that was a wild start. Nope. That was a wild, wild start, and Charlie Morrow is going to try to take advantage, and he does. Kevin Rowland, oh, man. I hate that for Kevin. You really do. You got to hate it for him. The good news for Kevin is he can maybe go back on time if all else fails. But you hate to see something like that happen because a guy like that could race his way into the show and potentially open up the door for somebody else, on time. But Rowland, he has that to hold on to, unfortunately. Fortunately, but unfortunately. So Charlie Morrow says, I appreciate that a lot, actually. His teammate Adam Willis, the X-File from 10 Mile, has already made his way to the A-Main, and he could be on the pole tonight. The top 4 will do a redraw. The white flag is out in the final trip around the Boothill Speedway here in your final B-Main. Presented by D&T Produce at R&R Timber. Midway down the back straightaway, headed to turn number 3 for the final time, sitting in torrid pace. He had the best lap in this one. He had the best lap in hot laps. And the reigning Tootsie Smith Memorial winner goes to victory lane, the Farmerville Freight Train. Brendan Ball, your winner. Wick Construction number 60 out of Benton, Louisiana. That's Mark Barnes. Wild Wayne Barnes in 160 out of Benton, Louisiana. Inside of row number 4, outside it'll be Randy Darlin in 33. Larry J. Bell. And the Bills towing AAA Diesel 49J. The lights are out. We're underway at Boothill in your first A-Main of the night here for the second annual 5,000 wins Battle of Boothill. As we dive off into 1 and 2 for the first time, hot and heavy. Door to door for the race lead. Graham with the advantage over the 16 of Beasley down the back, shooting the 4. Jeffrey Bechet in the 3rd spot. Bechet trying to rim around the outside, trying to find something. The car pushed up, washed up a little bit. He gets it straightened back out. This ought to be fun as Bechet is faded to 3rd on the early lap. And this should be fun to see if he or Beasley can march their way back to the front. Beasley followed off the exit of 2 and followed up the 4 of him as well. We need a squeegee on the front window because it's getting screened up like Titanic again. Off of 4, it's Graham up front leading the way in 22. Door to door for the race lead. Beasley has found something right there. As you see, the 4 of Sarepta's Jeffrey Bechet has to get on the binders. As the 16 of Beasley came up into his lane there. Oh, look out. That was close. The 22 crossing over 3 different lanes there. Went in high, came down low, and nearly made contact with 16. And look at Bechet go. Jeffrey Bechet on the loud pedal, down the back straightaway. He's going to get the Walmart special and make it to 2 for the price of 1. He got 1 off of 2 down the back straightaway. Now he wants the race lead side by side off of 4. Give the lead to Jeffrey Bechet. Jeffrey Bechet, your new race leader of the Trey Maxwell Trucking, Ken Seating, and Air Car number 4. Been on the tear in this class. And Jason Beasley, well, I thought he broke, but he got the car back underneath him. He may have just pushed up the racetrack there. And the caution is out. Jeffrey Bechet trying to find the sweet emotion once again and pick up his 8th win of 2016 tonight. See what I did there? Back into 1 and 2. The 82 of Grosjean goes to second on the restart. Grosjean the second on the... As Jeffrey Bechet trying to check out on him now in car 4. If I might, take a drink of my Sprite. In that time, he's put another 3 or 4 car lengths on second. It's going to be another 1 and 2 finish, it appears. So far, it's inevitable that Brian Grosjean has the second best car on the track right now, trying to stalk the 4 Jeffrey Bechet. Similar circumstance, though. Last Saturday night here at Boothill, it was Jeffrey Bechet who had the similar advantage way out front by about a straightaway. And the caution comes out with 3 to go. It re-racks and stacks the field. And Grosjean gave Bechet all he could handle and all that he was worth there in those final few circuits. But Bechet was able to hold him at bay to get that dub. Looking for win number 8 of the 2016 season tonight. And he is setting a torrid pace, but lap traffic up ahead. 2 and 3 lanes wide in front of him. But the 82 of Grosjean not within striking distance to take advantage of that lap traffic. Bechet, though, may not know how far out front he is. Look out, Jeffrey. Jeffrey trying to be the meat in the sandwich there and on the front straightaway with Tuggle. Or Davis, April Davis, and he went 3 wide through lap traffic. Randy Darling gets disposed of. My goodness. Somebody send that man to the modified class tonight. That car is hooked up. And he's always digging like Darrell indeed, digging like Darrell Waltrip, and everyone else just happens to look like Michael. They have got, I've said it the last few weeks, I'm about to run out of analogies and things to say to Jeffrey in Victor Lane. He's kind of a man of few words. He's opened up to me here lately, but Jeffrey is loving going to Victor Lane, that's for sure, in a place he's visited quite a few times in the 2016 season. It'll look, oh, look out! That may have hurt him big. Oh, it bent the right front. It bent the right front on your race leader to the 4. Jeffrey Bechet gets into lap traffic. And I was just about to say, you got to be smart. You got to be calm, cool, and collected through lap traffic. But another point is he didn't know how far out front he was. It didn't look like it hurt anything. It shouldn't be too significant. But you can see that maybe the rim is bent, or it could possibly be the mud cover there. He's got one of those dirt defenders on there on the right front of the 4. Trying to get around more lap traffic here. It's going to be Larry J. Bell to go down a lap. Trying to dispose of him next. And Larry chopped him off, and he almost spun him, it appeared. Kind of helped Larry get through the turn pretty nice there. Bechet will dispose of him now down the back straightaway. Grosjean in second, getting around the 75 here. Mark Barnes in the 60 was up the 3rd, but he just pushed up the racetrack, and he's slowed down the back straightaway. Ronnie Hildebrandt's come to a halt and into the infield of the H4 as well. Mark Barnes is slowed down the back straightaway in 60, and Hildebrandt's expired the H4. Will Mark Barnes calls a caution, or will he be able to limp it to the Heartbreak Hotel? And the answer is no. The answer is no. The caution is out. Lights are back out. Jeffrey Bechet on the loud pedal. We're back underway. Into 1 and 2. Beasley trying to fight to the inside of the 82 for second. Brian Grosjean turns down the challenge. He sidesteps him down the back straightaway and heads into 3. Bechet, the class of the field here at Boothill, and he has been all season long. Who is going to get up on the wheel and dethrone Jeffrey Bechet? We may have to pull Doug Vick Jr.'s Pro Mod out of retirement. Another 4 car. Interesting enough, it's been all car number 4, whether it's Vic Jr. or whether it's Bechet, that have dominated this division at Boothill. Vic Jr. won 7 of 9 Pro Mod events here in the 2014 season. And a great battle side-by-side for second off the 2 down the back straightaway. Jason Beasley gets a run to the inside, and he takes it away from the 82 of Grosjean. Grosjean gonna have to possibly settle for third. Look out, Grosjean. He drove it in deep there to the inside. 2 to go this time by. 2 to go this time by at Boothill. Off of turn number 4, coming around the flag stand, we'll see the white flag. The final quarter-mile trip around this Greenwood quarter-mile speed plant here at Boothill. He didn't need a handicap. And he'll go back to victory lane. Jeffrey Bechet out of Sarepta makes it 2 in a row. Again here at Boothill, his 7th win of 2016 tonight. Boothill Speedway, when he climbs out of the race car, please give him a big round of applause. He's on a tear. From Sarepta, Louisiana, Jeffrey Bechet and ABC Auto Parts, victory lane. Well, I'm not sure if I'm surprised. We're talking again because, goodness gracious, man, you're in another zip code. You're about to be in another planet, it seems. Your 8th win of 2016 already. When's the last time you've had a season this good and so consistent?
About 2012.
In a hot stock?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Well, at one point in this race, I thought lap traffic may get you. Got some contact here on the right front. Not sure if it bent the rims. Did you have a vibration or anything after that contact? Were you worried?
It didn't drive as good, but I wasn't worried. Well, I was worried about getting took out, but them guys doing the best I could do.
Were you aware of the significant advantage you had on second place at any point in that race? You had a straightaway and some.
No, I didn't know. I was just going on. Brian, he said I was right on me last week, so I figured I'd step the game up.
I told the race fans that story. I said last week you were about that far out front, a caution comes out, and then all of a sudden Brian Grosjean comes to life, and that you said that, you know what, I can't give him any more of my secrets.
Well, we still talk. I like him. He's a good guy, good racer.
I know, I just fooling about. But, man, another win. I know this is huge for your race team. Pick up another win here, especially a big night here, the Battle of Boothill. Tell us everybody you want to thank on the race car, Jeffrey.
Ronnie Val Trucking, Brent Robertson Trucking, Trey Maxwell Logan, Simmons Welding, Hicks and Son, Ken's Heating and Air, Eagle 12, J&J, Superior Graphics, of course, Pit Crew.
Who's gonna win the 5,000 tonight?
Oh, man, I don't know. Derek Grigsby, he's pretty tough over here,
He picks Derek Grigsby, Sarepta, Louisiana's Jeffrey Bechet, your Pro Mod winner tonight. One out of Chatham, Louisiana. Inside of 4, it'll be the RV chassis number 18 of Jared Laughlin. 84 is Chad Minguez. Josh Beckham and a Schuster into the 5A, and 16-year-old Taylor Clinton. Lights are out. Jason Ingalls on the loud pedal. Here we go. Ingalls gets the whole shot into 1 and 2. And Justin slides up in front for second down the back straightaway. 3 wide mid-pack down the back straightaway. Laughlin picking off a few. Ingalls up to second. He's got his brother Justin Ingalls, who's a hungry hound right now, and he ain't cutting his brother any slack. We're about to find out. Into 1 and 2, back underway here at Boothill, side by side for the 3rd spot off of 2 down the back straightaway. Here comes Winslet storming to the inside of Micah T. Look out, David Winslet looping the car. The lights are out. We are ready to go. Ingalls, Micah Thompson, and Justin Ingalls make contact. They're on the restart. Oh my goodness, Micah got into the wall hard on the front straightaway. Able to dive that car back to the inside of the 52 for Ingalls for second. That car has all kind of damage after getting some significant damage in the heat race. Didn't appear the team had time to repair all that cosmetic damage, but a right side door never made you much faster, did it? And it doesn't appear that it's hurting him right now. So we may look at Josh Bauckham. My goodness gracious. He's driving like he did last weekend. I think Josh Bauckham needs to get into the car pissed off from now on. Because last weekend he was driving through the field all kind of pissed off. And tonight, he just had to restart at the tail, and he just disposed of 3 or 4 cars fast and in a hurry, and he's about to put down Michael Cater down the back straightaway. But I tell you what, don't count out Justin. Justin Ingalls, and the caution is out. And he'll think back on these times when he was struggling. But, man, it's tough for a young racer who's only 16 years old to come out here and compete in a modified, especially jumping out of a factory stock style car. The lights are back out, though. Racing Jason, your leader. And I think Justin maybe has something up his sleeve for brother. We'll find out. Off of 4. Here comes Justin Ingalls. Justin's about to make it interesting. Jason is about to have company. Of course, the other night after interviewing Ingalls, where he set that quick time, he said, you know, it makes me happy anytime. If I can't win, I'm happy anytime one of my IRP race cars is in victory lane. He said it makes him feel equally just as good, and I promise you he'd be equally as happy if his brother Justin could find a way to get around him. Jason's so smooth here tonight. Justin, much different driving styles for those two guys. Jason very aggressive at times, but he's also a conservative racer. Justin is on it all the time. Doesn't hold much back at the racetrack. There's no doubt about it. A wheelman indeed. We call them gassers. And Justin Ingalls is in fact a gasser. In the 1 and 2 though. Jason skating away from his brother Justin now by a car length and a half. Stretches it out to 2 into turn number 3. Micah Thompson within striking distance the 3rd. Josh Beckham up to the 4th spot in 5A after having to go to the tail. Halfway home, halfway to go. Down the back straightaway, Justin Ingalls trying to do everything he can to reel him in. But Micah T rolling in the 52 of Ingalls for the 2nd spot. Josh Beckham has his crosshairs down to the back, a 3rd of Micah Thompson. And that was a bobble big right there for Justin Ingalls, and that lets Jason skate away by about 3 more car lengths. I'm telling you, you cannot make mistakes with Jason Ingalls out front, setting the pace of a race. But Justin trying to follow the tire tracks. Oh, the 12 for Jason Ingalls. Trying to get the job done. A tall task off of turn number 4. Ingalls is able to drift the 12 from the bottom of the speedway and slide it up off the exit of 2, get back on the loud pedal, and separate himself. Be a few $1 million questions down here in Victor Lane if Ingalls is able to hold on. Next time by, he should be seeing the white flag for racing Jason Ingalls. Final trip down the back straightaway. Lap traffic right there within him. Oh, look out, Jason! Off of turn number 4, drag racing to the checkers. Justin to his inside. Jason still wins it. Woo! Like I said, you never know. It's over. Then with the checkered flag in your face. And Justin Ingalls is about to have a story to tell his grandkids one day. Woo! I think that was closer than Jason even wanted it to be. And this driver we may end up talking to again in Victor Lane, but for the first time, give it up for him, Boothill. It's racing Jason Ingalls. Jason, I've told the race fans, you've won a lot in your career. This, to this point, has been the most flawless I've seen you since I've been behind a microphone. You come out here, you win your heat race, sit on the pole. You're going to be on the pole for the 5,000 win. You set quick time Thursday, overall top qualifier. Can it get any better than this to this point?
Well, if we can pull off another win, that would put the icing on the cake. It's been a great weekend. I couldn't ask for it to be any better so far. So maybe we'll see what happens next.
Well, I wasn't sure you were going to win this race. You had the fastest car. Justin, I thought he may have had something there midpoint of the race. He kind of faded. But coming to the checkered flag, what was going through your mind? Because I thought that one was about to be thrown down the drain, unfortunately.
I thought so too. I was trying to watch out for him.
Justin definitely closed the gap, too. He was probably 7 or 8 car lengths behind, but he closed it and finished about a half a car short.
Yeah, I'm glad he got second. You know, he's kind of been down on his luck lately, and we talked him into coming over today, so it's kind of neat to get first and second.
Jason, obviously, great weekend so far. I don't really want to ask you what's it going to take, because we know you have what it takes to do it, but a lot of great racers. Josh Bach, I mean, really the list goes on and on. He's going to start on the outside. What's it going to take? 50 laps to get the job done and win $5,000?
Well, that rain come in and made the track really aggressive, so it's going to be a survival game on top of being the fastest car. So, you know, we're going to be abusing our cars, you know, to put them to the speed to stay out front. So we'll see, you know, who stays together and who comes out on top.
Does this give you any added extra incentive just to want to sweep the whole program this weekend?
I'd love to. You know, it'd be a dream come true this weekend.
You got a lethal substance. You're full of confidence right now. It's going to be a good A-main, man. Go get them.
Thank you, Zach. Thank you for all the fans that come out and support Boothill Speedway. We love y'all.
Well, real quick, man. Hey, I want to give you an opportunity to thank your sponsors. If just for any reason you don't make it back here.
Engine Parts and Machine, they help us out. PTS Motors, they help us out. Mac Tools, Robbie Bradley, IRP Race Cars, East Texas Hauling and Rigging, DK Powder Coating, and East Texas Plating. Got to thank all of them. You know, a little bit of help from all of them, you know, makes a difference.
Folks, he was promoting this racetrack the last 2 years. He put the helmet back on, and he has dominated to this point this weekend. Racing Jason Ingles, your Open Wheel Modified winner tonight.
Okay, my starter went out.
He needs a push, somebody. 27 tonight on me, Josh Daugherty. Billy Taylor, the 1999 track champion in car 7. Joey Virgo Jr., the competition automotive 50X. Andrew Hartzler Jr., the lights are out. 20 laps, here we go. Who's going to get the whole shot? Graham leads them in the 1 and 2 in the Triple X. At the bottom of the racetrack, they'll slide up. Ricky Burke Jr. tries to go to second to the inside and Chumper for the second spot down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3, trying to sort itself out on the opening lap. Graham goes way high, wide, and handsome off of 4. Here comes the Colt 45. Dean Rasco. Oh, look out. David Bonham goes around right in front of the field and the caution is out. Racing, it's exciting. I get excited about calling a factory stock race just like I do a limited modified race, let me tell you. And the lights are back out. Trouble Sean Graham smashes on the loud pedal and we're back underway. He leads them in the 1 and 2. Cody Tupper going to stalk his tire tracks off the exit of turn number 2. They're 3 wide mid-pack. Oh my goodness, on down the back straightaway. Dean Rasco has his hands full. Woo, baby. It's trying to shake itself out. The 16-year-old right there in the middle of that battle. It is tighter than the top string on a Texas fiddle down the front straightaway. Oh my. Craig Oakes, Cody Myers, the 78X of Anderson, the 1, and they're door-to-door for the race lead. What more do you want, race fans? Sean Graham going to try to slide up in front of the 23. They make contact. And it's going to open the door for Dino. Dean Rasco to the inside, trying for the race lead. Dean Rasco, he smelt blood there. Oh my goodness, it's a log jam from 4th on back to the tail of the field. And something's about to give, unfortunately. Real estate at a premium here at Boothill Speedway. And oh my, 3 wide for the race lead off of 4. Dino gives a shot in the shorts to the young man. Oh, and contact! Goodness gracious. It is wild right now. Dino, he wouldn't intentionally do it, but he did it. And contact down the front boulevard. And now he's going to try to scream to the outside of the 23 of the young man out of Bossier City, Cody Tupper, and he may have trouble. Cody may have trouble here. But he is not faded just yet. But here comes Dino. Dino to the outside. Tupper still to his inside. They're 3 wide mid-pack with Doug Vick Jr., Ricky Burke Jr., or Ricky Anderson and Burke Jr. Unbelievable. The racetrack is perfect right now for factory stocks. Who's going to win this one tonight? So Dino fades back to 3rd after that contact with the 23 at Tupper. And here comes Cody Myers down the back straightaway. And Dean Rasco just shoved Myers down into the mud there. And Dino pushes up and Myers goes to 3rd. Cody Myers goes to 3rd. Dean Rasco may have lost the handle on the 45 because something not right. I think you can see the right front was leaned in. I think that's a little bit more toe than he would like. It looks like the right front is towed out on Dino. You got a battle for the race lead. A yellow is out. Goodness gracious, that'll give me a chance to save my... You can't help but want to root on a 16-year-old young man who has only raced about 15 times in this division. Maybe. And Doug Vick Jr. right there to the outside looking in. The lights are out. We're back underway. Oh! Cody Tupper gets into the Triple X of Sean Graham. Well, fly like a butterfly and sting like a bee, will you? Alpha 2 down the back straightaway gives him a little bit of a shot there. Cody Myers, and here comes Cameron Furr. Craig Oakes gets around Doug Vick Jr. Here comes Oakes. Craig Oakes gonna battle the inside of Cameron Furr in a 1 and 2. Cody Tupper is knocking the back door off of the Triple X of Sean Graham for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Graham shuts the door. Sean Graham slams the door shut, and they want by. Sean Graham is slowing down. Oh my goodness, what a race. In a 1 and 2. They're about to try to go 3 different lanes wide for the race lead. You got a Dandy, a Donnybrook special brewing here tonight at Boothill. Graham trying to get split on different sides of the Triple X. You got Myers high side hustling right to the center now. Graham trying to keep it glued, and around goes Anderson, and we may get a caution. Unless, nope, we won't. So last year on this particular weekend, James Martin went to victory lane of the factory stock division. Ronald Pilkington, Bo Perry, Cody Myers finished 4th that night. Jeff Lewis, Sean Graham finished 6th. And the lights are out. We're back ready to play. The green is out. Oh, and Cody Tupper slid way high, wide, and handsome on the restart. Something may be up with the 23. And I think that something has been up with it. And he's just been able to wrestle that car around the racetrack. So that may... Sean Graham doesn't have a rear view, but he may feel a little bit of relief knowing that he's not there. But here comes Myers to the inside for the race lead. And don't look now, but Craig Oakes, he's meticulously, slowly but surely working his way up to the front. He's inside of the top 3. He's on the podium now. Craig Oakes in that RaceOnTexas.com number 91 house car. That hot chassis, best engine powered number 91. And here comes Cody Myers to the inside once again, and the caution is out. Progression proves to be true. The lights are out. 4 laps remain. Can Sean Graham hold on to it, Boothill? Cody Myers is awfully impressive to this point, and Craig Oakes, don't count him out. Back into 1 and 2. Sean Graham rolls right to the center of the Boothill Speedway, trying to go to victory lane for IRP. Could it be an IRP sweep tonight? Jason Ingles went to victory lane in the modified. He starts on the pole in the 5,000 to win. He could put IRP in victory lane there. And Sean Graham could be the first ever IRP factory stock to go to victory lane. He has not won in this car yet. But Cody Myers is stalking and hawking. And here comes Myers to the inside. Myers bobbled just a little bit. The car stepped out from underneath him. The crosshairs are dialed to the back of him, though. This time by, you'll see 2 laps to go for trouble Sean Graham. Into 1 and 2. Cody Myers bobbled there. Opens up the door for Graham to skate away by about a car length down the back straightaway. He's going to have to even that gap quick and fast and in a hurry if he wants to get there to make a bold move coming down to the wire. This time, coming to it. This is 2 to go this time by. Sorry about that, folks. 2 to go that time by. So 2 more trips around the Boothill Speedway, and somehow Cody Tupper has worked his way all the way back up to 3rd. Tupper has the fastest car on the racetrack right now. There's no doubt about it, but the sand of the hourglass has run out for him. Maybe. The white flag is out. Can Cody Myers make a move? Myers all over the back bumper into 1 and 2 on trouble. Here he is. That was the best he's got through 1 and 2 yet, and there it went. What he's done, he opened up the door for Tupper down the back straightaway. Cody Myers and Tupper, door to door for 2nd. That's going to give it, for the first time since 2008, Shreveport, Louisiana's trouble. Sean Graham goes to Boothill Speedway victory lane. Coming out, it's trouble. Sean Graham on the roof. How about it, brother? What a performance. He says, finally, since 2008, you won your first ever race here, the Claude Barnett Memorial in 2005. You have not won here since 2008. You've tried. You finished 2nd here multiple times. Tonight, you would not be denied. And, boy, they tried to knock your back bumper off and every in part and in between, but you held serve.
Yeah, man, I knew I didn't have the best car, but I felt like I had a rearview mirror. Every time I'd see them, I'd take their line and make them go to a different one. And first off, thank all y'all for coming. We appreciate appreciate each and every one of y'all for coming and seeing us race. This is what we do, and we do it for y'all.
I know I just kind of hit on it, but really, how much does it mean to be back in Victory Lane? ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane right here at Boothill. You're 20 minutes from the house. I know you love this place. You haven't been to Victory Lane here in quite some time, man. I know it's extra special.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. I had myself in position, and I screwed myself a couple times this year, just being too aggressive. And man, to win in this IRP after all the struggles, after all the just wanting to throw it away, but we hit on something. We're still like just a little bit, but it was good enough tonight.
I knew you'd be pumped about putting the IRP in Victory Lane. Yeah, now there's the possibility. Jason wanted to modify in the IRP. It could be an IRP sweep tonight with you getting your first ever win in this IRP race car built by Jason Ingles himself, of course. This race car is really good, but I just want to talk about the race one real quick. When Cody Tupper got into you down there in 3 and kind of knocked you sideways there, and Dino got in there, that was some really wild, and it was fun racing to watch. I don't know how it felt behind the wheel.
I seen Cody. I never saw Dean. But I figured Craig Oakes was coming.
Yeah.
And then I heard on the radio he was still behind the 4, so he had to be in 4th or further back. But yeah, Cody gave me about 3 shots.
Tell us, everybody, and give you an opportunity to thank everybody that helps you out on the race car.
IRP Race Cars, Jason Ingles, Hitman Designs, J&J, Jeff Lewis, Brandon Buller with TCC Carburetor, Superior Steering Wheels, Matco Tools, Body Works by Brittany, Henry's Auto Salvage, Tire Super Center, Bulletproof Tees, Port City Performance, WCH for everything he does, W&W Timber, Harold's Transmissions, DuPont Shocks, Justin Witt, and the list can go on and on because I have a ton of help, and I'm pumped.
Who's going to win the big one here coming up?
I hope my boy Jason Ingles can pull it off. Adam Willis ain't no slouch, and neither is Kevin DuPont or
any of them. That whole field they're talented.
Nobody looked into that field. Like there was no just dark horse. Everybody that made that show can win this race.
1 year ago here at Boothill, 1 year from the day's date, you finished 6th. Tonight, you're victorious. Congratulations, Sean Graham.
Thank you, and thank all y'all again.
It's Trouble Sean Graham in ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane. Beard, your 2015 TMS World Dirt Track Champ. 3-time Louisiana State Dirt Track Champion, the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. The Batmobile, Denny Guyber in 15. And on the pole will be racing Jason Ingles, Adam Willis, the X-File from 10 Mile, Louisiana. Josh Bockham on the outside. Lights are out, 50 laps, $5,000 on the line. Headed into 1 and 2 for the first time. The 3 wide for second on the opening lap down the back straightaway. 3 wide on the opening. Oh, Jason Ingles is broke. Jason Ingles is broke already early in this one. Oh my goodness. Heartbreak Hotel for Jason Ingles. And leading lap number 1 goes to Josh Bockham. Josh Bockham. And the caution is out. Wow. That was a great addition that Tim and Bubba added here at the racetrack, that you can get a bottle of Coke here at the Speedway. So that's going to re-rack the front row. It's going to be the winningest driver at Lone Star since 2010, Denny Guyber, on the pole now. With the Benton Bullet, Josh Bockham along his outside, we're backing away. Headed into turns 1 and 2. The 3 wide for second on the opening circuit. Altitude down the back straightaway. Here comes Nick Clickenbeard. He's starting to click like Nick. Clickenbeard to the inside. He already wants the race lead from the 15 at Gabar. Denny Gabar has the top spot. Into 1 and 2. It's Denny Gabar, your race leader. Here comes Nick Clickenbeard to the inside. The X-File from 10 Mile got into the back straightaway, retaining wall off the exit of turn number 2, and it bottles him up just a little bit. And Grigsby got in there just a little bit and got into the shorts of the 10, and it turned him a little bit loose, but he collects it. Grigsby trying to find a way around to the cautions back out. Start Nick Clickenbeard to the 15 and Denny Gabar. Denny Gabar leads him off the exit of 2, but Quick Nick is looking awfully impressive to this point. And now Brandon Ball has come to a halt at the top of turn number 1. Goodness gracious. Driver of the 4R USMTS mod. And he said, yeah, Derek actually gave him some notes from when he's been here in the past with his USMTS modified. Now before we relight the fire, the candles are relit, and the cake's surely been baked as we head off into 1. Door to door for the race lead. Here comes Quick Nick. Nick Clickenbeard. And Grigsby just slid up in front of the 31 of the Kaufman Texan for the 5th spot. Grigsby showing no mercy right now. Aggressive wins, I guess, these 5,000 wins. And here comes Smith back to his inside. Grigsby, you better go. And Smith back to the inside of the 69, and he'll take it. Grigsby fades back there to the 6th spot, and here comes the Benton Bullet. Oh, and he got squeezed there from the 31 of Smith. Just a near mirror image of what happened with Grigsby and Smith a moment ago, and now Grigsby and Falcom making contact. Just running out of real estate there. Nothing intentional it didn't appear. As more cars coming to a halt here to the top of one is Tracy Denby Jr. Goodness gracious. And the caution is back out. Awfully wide. It's two former Texas Motor Speedway World Dirt Track champions possibly about to go at it for Boothill. Here we go for $5,000. The lights are back out. Still a lot of time left in this race. Contact there on the restart with Nick Clickenbeard and the 10M of Adam Willis. Grigsby on the tail tank there, and now comes Joel Kubion. Oh my, Joel Kubion, where did he come from? Joel Kubion has started this race in 13th, and he's up to the 4th spot. Kubion, I'm telling you, confidence does a lot for a racer, and he's got that right now. His start of the 2016 season has been purely flawless. He's got wins in Thunder Valley, Leesville, and Sabine Motor Speedway. And the driver who sat on the front row here to the 2010 Chevyland Battle at Boothill, Joel Kubion, is up to 4th from 13th, and now he's got company from the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Derek Grigsby trying to find the fast lane around Boothill. If anybody can find it, it'd be him. But everybody kind of hooked up right around the hub. Denny Gabar comes around the straight, and he'll lead another lap. The K9 of Mickey Steele is done for the weekend. His fun meter's been pegged. Now Cody Smith is marked into the back bumper of the 66 for the 2nd spot. Denny Gabar still your race leader with a 1.2-second advantage at the flag stand that time. Cody Smith getting faster and faster every single lap. Clickenbeard, the first driver all weekend long to drop down into the 15-second range. Nick Clickenbeard has ran a 15.570 in this race on lap number 5. Lap number 5, he rolled that lap. Next time by, it'll be lap number 10 here at Boothill. And Denny Gabar separated himself from Nick Clickenbeard at the flag stand. He's got a half-a-second advantage over Clickenbeard. Cody Smith, 1.5 seconds behind. Here comes Kubion for 3rd. Joel Kubion will go to the inside. 30 goes in front of 31 numerical, and he says, give it to me right now. Joel Kubion in front of the 31. The 30 looking awfully sporty here tonight, that Express race car. This is an interesting stat right now. Up front, you got a 4S Customs chassis. You got a hot chassis 2nd. You got an IRP in 3rd. You got a Vato in the 4th spot. You got an IRP 5th. You got a Dominator chassis in 6th. And you got another IRP 7th. You got an Express in the 8th spot. Another IRP 9th. And rounding out the top 10 is a Ramirez chassis of Brandon Denny. Denny Gabar. Sooner or later, he's going to approach lap traffic, and something is going to have to give. He'll have to get off of that where the car is most comfortable, right there around the hub of the Boothill Speedway. Right now, Joel Kubion is setting some pretty quick laps around Boothill. But Nick Clickenbeard is running the quickest lap in this race. He'll dispose of his teammate Greg Fraser there under the 1 and 2, the Sherman, Texas racer, and he'll go to the infield. So Derek Grigsby now getting disposed of by the Pit Bullet. Josh Bockham off of 2 and down the back straightaway. Denny Gabar at the flag stand, still your leader. About to approach heavy lap traffic. This is going to play a major role in tonight's event. He has enough of an advantage over the 2nd place car, Nick Clickenbeard, but that will diminish fast and in a hurry. How quickly will it evaporate on him? Denny Gabar, very, very good here at Boothill. He's won races here in his career, many races actually. Finished 7th here with the super late models, and there it goes. Dugas is holding him up there off the exit of 2. We all know Boothill a bull ring and real estate at a premium. There it goes. The bar's going to go high side hustling, opens up the door for the race lead. You can see it right there as they go door for the race lead at the flag stand. Oh, in the 1 and 2, it's getting hot and heavy for the top spot. Off of 2, down the back straightaway. Gabar smashes on the loud pedal and he pulls away. That AMS power plant underneath the hood, built by Paul Jackson out of Jacksonville, Texas, is all the power he needs. As he separates himself from Nick Clickenbeard once again down the front boulevard into 1, but heavy, heavy, heavy lap traffic as he is still yet to dispose of the 44 of Dugas. Dugas ahead. The C3 of Morrow ahead. Blaylock and the rest of the field all up in front, and they're all hooked up right around the hub of Boothill. And it's unbelievable because I think something could be there on the outside if they get some takers to get out there and get it cleaned off. But Denny finally makes a bold move, and Dugas not cutting him any slack. Lap traffic not cutting any slack over your competitors here tonight. As Gabar finally able to do it. Cuvion goes to second. Joel Cuvion goes to second. Can Joel Cuvion possibly get the biggest win in his career tonight here at Boothill Speedway? Oh my goodness. Oh, and around goes Fast Eddie Martin right in front of the field. And the caution's gonna have to come out. One repeat winner since the first two nights. Grigsby won the first two, but we've seen 5 different racers in ABC Auto Parts victory lane since that time. Denny Gabar is gonna smash on the loud pedal, and we're back on the way. Does Joel Cuvion have anything up his tricky sleeve here? Cuvion has come out of nowhere in this one, and he's going to try for the race lead. Look at Joel go. Down the max straightaway, Joel Cuvion smells blood now. Possibly could be the biggest win of his career tonight. He'll try to the inside of Gabar. He'll have to get on the binders there, and it'll separate by a few car lengths. Derek Grigsby up to the 5th spot in 69. Cody Smith just up ahead in 31. The bit bullet, Josh Bockham, may have missed the setup a little bit, as well as the 10 of Adam Willis. Adam may be a little upset following the A-main tonight. I know he wanted to perform a little bit better than this, but the car just not working quite to expectations. They're 3 wide there mid-pack off of 4. All eyes may be on the top spot right now around Adam Willis, the 21 of Kinney, and the 25 of Bockham, and the 99 of Underwood, and the 81 of Eagles. And here comes racing Jason. Jason's right there behind Uncle Ricky. That's a wild battle right there off of 4. The X-File from 10 Mile leading the 25 of the Benton Bullet, Josh Bockham. Back there for the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th positions. Back to the 81 of Ingalls. Now Jason looking to the inside of Ricky. And Brandon Ball had to restart at the tail, and he's to the inside of Jason. Good racing there down the front boulevard, and the caution back out, Dag Nabbit. Singing. Denny Gabar back on the loud pedal, ready to rock the Boothill Speedway for $5,000. Can he get the job done? As he screams into turns 1 and 2. And how about Joel Cuvion, who came from 13th to 2nd? Joel Cuvion seemed very, very optimistic last night when I talked to him post-race. And a lucky number 13. Could that be the good omen for him tonight? As car 30 started 13th, is up to 2nd, trying to hunt down the D&K Consulting Wilkerson Motorsports 4S Customs Chassis AMS Powered 15W of Denny Gabar. Denny Gabar has some very significant wins in his career. If he won tonight, this wouldn't be the biggest win of his career, the largest paying win of his career anyway. Going back to green, 25 in the books, lights are out. Can Joel Cuvion wrestle the race lead away from the 15 of Denny Gabar? Headed back into turns 1 and 2. Gabar with the advantage. Here comes Cuvion to the inside. We got a major trouble. The 69 of Derek Grigsby got loud pedal. Denny G smashes on the loud pedal, puts his foot through the floorboard. We're back underway. Headed down the front boulevard into 1 and 2. Joel Cuvion protecting from 2nd from Nick Glickenbeard. Quick Nick has been bad fast all weekend long, but Cuvion been in class in the field so far in this one. Lucky 13 starting spot, and it could come up worth $5,000 tonight as he's going to try for the inside for the race lead off the turn number 4. Joel Cuvion is knocking on the back door for the race lead like a trick-or-treater with a sweet tooth right now. Off the exit of 2 and down the back straightaway, Denny Gabar able to make that car wide as possible and able to keep it at bay. And don't look now, folks. Here comes racing Jason Ingalls. He restarted 20th in this race, and he's already back up to 4th. Can he do it? We're back to a regular dirt track Saturday night, 3 laps from now. We've already got 27 scored. Oh, my. Can Jason Ingalls do it? Oh, and hard contact there in turn number 2. Oh, and went upside down hard. Looks like the 21B of the Woodward, Oklahoma racer, Brandon Kinney. Brandon Kinney got upside down, hot and heavy. And the red flag is out. Off of turn number 4. Denny G up front in the Wilkerson Motorsports AMS Powered 4S chassis. Can he get the job done? He's got 22 more laps. The lights are out. Here we go at Boothill. Down the front straightaway. Back on the way. Heading into 1 and 2. Off of 2 down the best straightaway. Here comes Cuvion trying to knock to the inside to the race lead. Into turn number 3. Cuvion trying to find something, and Jason Ingalls going to go high side, hustling through 3 and 4 and 12. More melee. Derek Grigsby, the 4R of Kevin Rowland. All kind of carnage mid-pack. And now Cuvion pulling to the back bumper again through 3 and 4. Joel Cuvion trying to find a way around Denny Gabar. Give him a little shot in the shorts that time. Before Cuvion pressuring hard that time through 3 and 4 in car 30. You got a 4S custom chassis out front. You got an Express running second. You got a hot chassis in third with Clickenbeard. And man, I think the 30 is the best car on the racetrack right now. There's no doubt about it. Gabar just so good at keeping that car as wide as possible to keep him at bay. Of course, like I said, a 4S custom chassis up front built by TJ Steele out of Winsboro, Texas. You got the Express chassis built by Shane Hebert from Scott, Louisiana, running in the second spot. In the third spot, it's Clickenbeard on that hot chassis and Brandon Ball. The Farmerville Freight Train is back up inside of the top 4. He had to restart at the tail with Jason Ingalls as well. And that IRP chassis, he's the only IRP inside of the top 5 right now doing battle with the runner-up of the B-Mod Nationals. Cody Smith out of Kaufman. They go door-to-door down the back straightaway in the turn number 3. Cody Smith in the B17 door-to-door, and Cuvion still trying to work over for the race lead on Denny G. Denny G not letting it happen, though. Jason Ingalls just crossing the flag stand. He's back in the 6th spot. But what a rebound for him after going to the tail after he broke coming down the back straightaway on the very first lap of this 50-lap, 5,000-win, 300-to-start affair. And off before, down the front boulevard once again. 34 laps in the books. 34 laps in the books, folks. 16 to go. 34 in the books, 16 laps to go here at Boothill. Into 3. Denny G driving a flawless race. Like I said, keeping that car straight, keeping it wide as possible, but Joel Cuvion he may run out of frustration. It is going to be interesting to see how this one pans out down the wire. As in last weekend, Dennis Erb Jr. wins the Dirt Late Model Dream at Eldora, worth $100,000. The drop-off the second was worth $80,000. The drop-off is fairly significant from first to second of this one, but you want to win this one for the state of Louisiana. You want to win it for bragging rights. And down the back straightaway is that 4S custom chassis. Once again, a Denny Gabar setting the pace, and the Farmerville Freight Train is the 4th. He's finally got around the 31 at Cody Smith. Smith not budging off that top shelf. They'll dive back to the bottom here in the 1 and 2, though. I think they'll need some help to get that outside swept off and cleaned off, and able to help them do so to make a run. The Benton Bullet, Josh Bockham back there in the 7th spot, right 1 spot out from the 12 of Grayson Jason Ingalls. Back into 1 and 2. 14 laps to go now. Into 3. Everybody just hugging the hub of the Boothill Speedway tonight. Very interesting. Just after a flawless factory start racing. Cuvion to the inside. Joel Cuvion trying to the inside once again. Just cannot find the real estate that he needs to get a power run to the inside of Guyver. He knows he can't pass him around the outside. Everybody kind of mired right around the hub, like I said. And it's very interesting because the racetrack has been so much better. The race we just saw, the factory stocks, was phenomenal. Into 1 and 2. Gabar in command. Down the back straightaway off the exit of turn number 2. Into 3. Gabar. It's going to take a bump and run by Cuvion to get the job done tonight. He hopes he doesn't slide up too hard and open up the door for Nick Clickenbeard to go by. But Cuvion has come from 13th to 2nd, and all the odds are on him right now to see if he can get this job done, as next time it should be 10 laps to go. Okay, sorry. We got 42 complete, 8 laps remain. 8 laps remain here at Boothill. 8 remain. 8 laps remain, and here it comes. Cuvion just gave the 15 a shot in the shorts down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Still hugging the hub, though. Will Cuvion root him out of the way? He can pull to his inside quarter panel each and every time off the exit of 2 and off the exit of turn number 4. And it's bunched up that top 4 so tight. Now you got Dugas, a lap car down the back straightaway. It's about to heat up, folks. And the caution is out. The caution is out. Lights are out. Denny Gabar. Can he hold off? Joel Cuvion out of Alexandria, who has tried everything he can to get up in here and compete and take this win away. Hasn't been able to do so to this point. Hasn't been able to do so to this point, but he heads off into 1 and 2. And off at 2 down the back straightaway. Cuvion still nipping all over the heels of him. down to it. This is when you got to make your bold move. You're going to make it. Joel Cuvion. Will he make the bold move? If you know Joel as a person, he's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and he don't rough up very many racers. But for $5,000 on the line, a lot of racers will tell you they direct their grandma, they direct their dad, they direct their brother to win it. And down the back straightaway into turn number 3, Joel Cuvion. Does he have anything up his sleeve to wrestle this race lead away from Denny Gabar, who has led every single lap in 15? Hard to dethrone Batman, but Cuvion is a man with a sense of full of confidence right now. Down the back straightaway, it's heating up. This time by, race fan, this should be two to go this time by. 2 laps to go this time by. The flag stand of their door-to-door for the 3rd spot. Clicking Beer trying to hold off a charge from the Farmerville Freight Train, Brandon Ball. Denny Gabar going to have to drive the fastest last 2 laps of his life. 1.5 laps to go now. Grigsby is broke down the front straightaway, trying to not bring out a caution. And here comes Cuvion to the inside for the race lead, the final lap. The final lap here at Boothill in a 1 and 2. And Cuvion's there, off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 for the final time. Cuvion is there. He'll dive to the bottom. Off of turn number 4, your $5,000 winner of the Battle of Boothill, Denny Gabar out of Frankston, Texas. And it's all Denny G. Biggest win in his career, $10,000. Let me get through. What? Top 3? Yeah. Climbing out of the race car, your $5,000 winner of the Battle of Boothill, Denny Gabar out of Frankston, Texas. How about it, Denny? Way to go! You know, this side of the race car right here is fine. Well, quite a few cautions in that race. However, you were able to stay focused, stay cool, calm, and collected, and lead every lap of that one. But I know it wasn't easy. Joel Cuvion came from 13th to 2nd. And he'd show you the nose there every time off of 4 and off the exit of 2. But your car was just very good down the boulevard.
Yeah, I think Joel was probably a little better than us. We just had preferred line. And got a break with Jason. He's been fast all weekend. So, you know, sometimes you got to look into these things. And we were in the right place at the right time.
How much does this mean to you? Like I told the race fans, you won $10,000, you know, that IRP, the Armadillo Nationals a few years ago. Maybe not be the largest paying one of your career, but I think it may be in the limited modified, though.
Well, it definitely helps pay the bills. So we need to buy some tires for the late model, so this is going to help.
Did you learn anything when you came out here? You haven't won here since 2014. Did you learn anything when you came here with the late model? I know that you can't transition a whole lot from both of these cars, but did you learn anything in the late model when you finished 7th here back in March that you put to a test that you learned? Did you put to the test this weekend?
Not really. You know, dirt always changes, and, you know, it's kind of one of them deals where you just, you know, come out here and we learned we got to get a little faster in this car, so we're going to have to get back to work on this a little bit.
What were you thinking, though, on that opening lap when you saw Jason pull off like that?
Well, I thought we actually was going to get caught up in the back of him, and luckily we kind of got a nose up under him, and he got down out of the way. But, man, I can't thank my guys enough. You know, Brent York, this car was built in 09 out of his garage. It's an old homemade car, and I'd like to thank Dwayne and Kenny Wilkerson. You know, they helped me so much, and Michael Wayne, Dent Magic, he helps me, Day Motorsports, and I know I'm missing some guys, AMS Race Engines, and I appreciate everybody that helps me.
Man, I told the race fans, it may not have been quantity, but there was quality racers here this weekend. You're one of them, Denny. You know, as to be a shot in the arm, I mean, to come out of here victorious with the caliber of competition here, you're one of the best in the business, but, you know, these things don't come easy.
No, they don't, and you knew every caution that somebody fast was going to stack up behind you, and I was just lucky they weren't going to find that outside or somebody have a car working up there, and, man, we had a great field of cars, and definitely a big win.
How nerve-wracking is that, though, when that many cautions come out, to just try to make sure you hit your restarts every time, so somebody, you know, you could miss time and somebody else could go right by. Bad things happen like that, but how nerve-wracking is that?
Yeah, it's not really. I mean, when you do it a lot, you just got to keep your composure and don't really worry about the guys behind you, because all you can do is all you can do. So we had a decent race car. It needs to be a little better, but we can get it there. But, you know, at the end of the day, you're just worried about what you got. So, I mean, it wasn't too nerve-wracking, but we definitely knew there was a lot of fast guys behind us. And like I said, I think Joel was probably even a little faster.
Congratulations to you, Denny. Well-deserved victory this weekend, and best of luck on the rest of your 2016 campaign, whatever you choose to race, and particularly that late model program. You've been looking good in it.
Well, we appreciate you, and definitely we want to appreciate the fans and everybody that put on this show. And, you know, without these fans, we can't do what we do, and we appreciate everybody coming out.
Absolutely. You heard it, folks, from Frankston, Texas, your $5,000 winner of the 2nd annual Battle of Boothill, Denny Gabar. Well, Joel Cuvion. Oh boy. I thought for a minute that we were about to have an earthquake in Greenwood, Louisiana. You were trying to win this one for the state of Louisiana. You came up one spot short, but it wasn't for a lack of effort. 13th to second, Joel. What a performance.
I had a good race car. I knew Denny was there, and I raced Denny, for a long time, and he wouldn't spin me out, or he'd put just as much pressure as I put on him, and I wasn't going to do it to him. I know a lot of people said I'd have dumped him on the last lap, but I won't. That's not me. We race together too much. Go ahead. So, but I'm happy. I had a good race. I just got here, and I was tight, and I was loose one day, and I kept fighting it, and track changes, and finally we found it. We found it at the end.
I narrated it to the race fans. I said, Joel's such a nice guy. He's not the kind of person, if you meet him, he's not going to go in there and just rough somebody up. I said, but I don't know what he's going to do for $5,000. He might wreck his brother for that. I don't know. But you know what? Yeah, I guess you took the high road there, and because you know what, you'll come back and fight another day.
Oh yeah. No, I'm glad to run second to Denny. I had a good race car, and I could have maybe done something crazy the last lap, but maybe took us both out. And I don't know. The older you get, the wiser you get. And so I said, let's not do that.
What's going through your mind though, as you're picking cars off left and right in the early going? Because to be honest, the real estate was around the bottom, and you're picking cars off left and right. What are you thinking as a driver at that point? You're thinking, we really got something here.
Well, I did, and of all people, we're going to talk about Bubba Jones here for a second. And I was sitting there, and we was talking about a one-lane racetrack last night, and I said, well, it ain't one lane tonight. Well, I know I come off the corner a couple times, it was 3 or 4 wide, and it was good. I could go really where I wanted to go. I really wanted to try the top so much, but I didn't know for sure it was there, and I knew there was some good race cars. I finally got by already, and I said, I'm not letting them get back by me. So.
What a start of the year it's been for you, man. This has been, and I often say confidence is so huge. It's a lethal substance for racers, and I think you have a lot of that right now. You've been racing for many years, man, but this is one of the best starts since I've been holding a mic that you've had, man. You have been on a roll this year. Wins at several different racetracks.
It's just been a good car, man. I have a lot of good people that help me. Mr. Bruce Brooks, sponsor I picked up a couple years ago. We struggled last year and stayed with me, and we just kept digging, and I got back with Shane. I was off the pace with him for 2 or 3 years, and I said, let's go back and build what we built 2 or 3 years ago, and we're right back at it. We're right there. We got a good race car, and just got so many people to thank. ASI Race Engines builds me an awesome race car motor. Just like I said, Express Race Cars, Mafus Motorsports, Dave Martin Trucking, Moran Trucking, Chad. He puts me in these race cars to drive, and I'm blessed. Mr. Danny stays with me wherever I go. I take him to a 10,000 or 500. He goes. And the biggest thing, man, we're racing
for Tanner.
We're racing for Tanner. I think that's why this thing goes. Just got some wings with it.
I'm announcing for Tanner, no doubt about it, man. Very proud of what you're able to do for that young man, and a hell of a run tonight, Joel. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for coming.
Give it up for folks in Alexandria, Louisiana. It's Mr. Joel Cuvion. Hey, buddy, you're awesome.
Thank you, man.
An interesting stat I was going to say here. The top 5 are 5 different chassis brands. It went for a lack of effort, Nick. Nick Clickenbeard, the 2015 Texas Motor Speedway World Dirt Track Championship winner. Nick had a good race car, but says how this one went for you.
Yeah, we had a pretty good one. We went up in lap traffic, and I, made a decision of follow him or try to go to the outside, and I went to the outside, and Joel drove by. It is what it is, but we had a good car.
At that point, were you just trying to play protect?
Well, that's what I was doing. Then I moved out trying to pass a couple, and it just didn't work.
You got to be pretty satisfied, though. Like I said, told the race fans, literally a cat's whisker short of winning the second straight TMS World Dirt Track Championship. It's been a really good year for you, man.
Yeah, it's been a good year. We had a rough start. We had a couple of broke shocks, and we didn't figure them out until a couple of races later. But, yeah, we're on the right track now, and it's been pretty good.
Tell us everybody that helps you out on the race car.
Hot Chassis, Machine Works, Bonham Services, Boo-Rays, 41 Shocks. We got a lot of people that put time and effort into this car to make it work.
Absolutely, man. Good to see you here at Boothill. Best of luck on the rest of your 2016 campaign, Nick.
Thank you.
It's Nick Clickenbeard coming home into the 3rd spot here tonight. And in the 4th spot, I don't know how you did it. You're 5th, right? Yeah. I don't know how you did it, but he restarted at the tail after pulling off the racetrack early, but the Farmerville Freight Train, Brendan Ball, comes home with a 4th place finish here to the Battle of Boothill. How'd you get back up there to the front?
I knew it was a long race, so I kind of just picked my battles and got what I could on all the restarts. Followed Jason up through there a pretty good bit and was finally able to get by him. And I'm glad the track was like it was tonight, where we could race, and it was a blast.
Yeah, those top three, I mean, I don't know, were you watching up front to see if Joel was going to try to make a move on Denny? I mean, you had a pretty good seat.
Yeah, I kept positioning myself in case they did make some contact where I could, maybe sneak one in, but, they all ran a good race, and I love racing, that close, and we can all stay clean.
Yeah, very professional competitors here. I mean, like I just told Joel, it may not be in quantity this weekend. I mean, still 50-something of the best quality limited modified racers here this weekend. Any of these guys could win a race on any given Saturday night. So I know it's going to be a shot in the arm for this race team. Come out here, pick up another top 5 finish here with the best of the business.
Yes, sir. I'm pleased. My goal coming in was to put it in the field and put it in the trailer same way I unloaded it. I think it's mission accomplished.
Absolutely. Tell us, everybody, that you want to thank on the race car.
I want to thank Bubba Green Towing, my dad, Alvin Ball at AB Performance, my wife, Tiffany, DuPont Racing Shocks, Pro One Transmission. I'd like to thank my cousin Waylon. He helped us out pretty good bit this week and got him in our other car, so he tested it out pretty good for us. And Jason with IRP, Superior Graphics, just everybody tags along with me.
Great run this weekend, man. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.
The Fireball Freight Train, Brandon Ball. And fifth, I was happy to see this guy pull into the pits because he is a wheelman indeed. I'll ask him this in a minute. Well, Cody, you had a good car. This Vato chassis has been on another planet. What were your expectations coming into the A-Main, having a decent starting spot here?
Really, I was hoping the track would be a lot drier. The car works a lot better when it's dry. I struggle a little bit whenever it's a little bit tacky. I lost tear-offs about halfway through the race, so made for a long race. It was fun, but glad we just came home with fifth at least, better than nothing. So.
Yeah, I think Mother Nature threw a little bit of a curveball, a little bit of extra moisture, because last night the track was pretty dry slick from top to bottom. I expected to even widen out even more. But what were you thinking there in the late going? I mean, it was kind of training around the bottom there, but I know you're probably hoping that you could make a few more gains there.
Well, honestly, I was pretty content with where I was with the way the track. Everybody was all single file. I was out of tear-offs and just didn't want to do any, make any mistakes and take anybody out or anything like that. But overall, had a good time here. Like I said, which track favored my racing conditions anyways, but we just missed it just a little bit, and we'll be back.
Yeah, second in the B-Mod Nationals up at Humboldt. I told the fans about that. This 2011 Vato chassis has been a quick piece, no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, it's definitely good. It's a good little car. Just make a few little changes here and there, and man, it lights up and goes. So hopefully it stays together and we can keep on racing it.
Well, we expect to see you back here in July for the 10,000 win the King of Boothill for the 10,000 win factory stock race. I know you got one of those, and you're in very well at the factory 50.
Yeah, we definitely need to get some laps in, get some more practice. These guys are fast out this way, so we'll definitely be here for that race. So,
give you an opportunity to just thank everybody on the race car real quick.
Vato Racing Chassis, Martin Marine Construction, Martin Family, WCH Racing Engines.
Good to see you here tonight, Cody Smith. Best of luck on the rest of your 2016 season.
Thank you. You do a great job, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Kaufman, Texas racer. It's Cody Smith comes home in the 5th spot here tonight at Boothill.